Man, I'm a beast, fresh off the leash. I'm in the streets trying to get things crank. I'm ready for war. I came and swing on my sword, cause Edom is pissing me off. That heathen's a fraud. Sissy with a beat head, hey man, I'ma take his off. I'm ready for action. Set up the camp, we blasted, taking the head off the dragon. Man, I'm a beast, fresh off the leash. I'm in the streets trying to get things crank. I'm ready for war. Yeah. We the prophets and we back up on the earth. Time to get up out the dirt and be about our Father's work. Time to hit them where it hurts. Time to hit them where it hurts. It's time to bring them out the church. We the prophets and we back up on the earth. Time to get up out the dirt and be about our Father's work. Time to hit them where it hurts. Time to hit them where it hurts. It's time to bring them out the church. It's time to hit them where it hurts. I'm talking 1, 2, gut check. Hard body be the name. Israel up next. Don't live life in regret like a drunk text. Why? Them bombs finna drop. Fun flex. This beat like water and I'm walking on it. Earth made for us and we the salt up on it. Red beam sight for your doctrine. Put a target on it. Dogs get a warning so that block. We be barking on it. We don't want no smoke. We want the chimney. All that. Yeah, all that. Keep that energy. Don't fall back. Bird's eye view. Looking like a centipede. We be in the streets. Talking California to Tennessee. Plus further east. Yeah. Worldwide awakening. Gotta keep the law. That's the only way to make it in. We giving you the knowledge. Now take it in. These pastors too foul. Call it flagrant. We the prophets and we back up on the earth. Time to get up out the dirt and be about our Father's work. Time to hit them where it hurts. Time to hit them where it hurts. It's time to bring them out the church. We the prophets and we back up on the earth. Time to get up out the dirt and be about our Father's work. Time to hit them where it hurts. Time to hit them where it hurts. It's time to bring them out the church. The king is on the way. You don't believe me, then go look it up. He coming with the flames. I pray he keep me when he cooking up. Growing up, the only thing I heard I wasn't good enough. I got up on this earth. I know my worth, so now it's looking up. Okay. Ay, what they talking about? If it ain't about reclamation, tell them boys go walk it out. If they talking defamation, we gon' take the garbage out. Building up our reputation to the low, we calling out. My people different, but the truth is missing. Hard to hit, so they never listen. Pull the script and they get to tripping. Word hitting harder than Sunny, listen. Nothing worse than a scummy Christian. They'll snake you out if the money mentioned. Protect your neck, look for redemption. We ruling next, so let's get to fishing. Okay, the Lord been making a way. The prophets is back by the way. We putting the sin on display. They been leading my people astray. Oh God, I'm hoping you heard what I say. The kingdom is coming to stay. The wicked been counting his days. No controller, we not for the play. The prophets and we back up on the earth. Time to get up out the dirt and be about our Father's work. Time to hit them where it hurts. Time to hit them where it hurts. It's time to bring them out the church. We the prophets and we back up on the earth. Time to get up out the dirt and be about our Father's work. Time to hit them where it hurts. Time to hit them where it hurts. It's time to bring them out the church. Let's do it. I just cut a scuffle, feeling like a barber. Me and all my Jews in all black like we from Gotham. Me and all my Jews, we come straight down from the bottom. Me and all my Jews got me shining like a dot. I just cut a scuffle, feeling like a barber. Me and all my Jews in all black like we from Gotham. Me and all my Jews, we come straight down from the bottom. Me and all my Jews got me shining like a dot. It's that big Jew with that big mouth and I cry loud on the scoffer. I pull the script, they yell bring it out and I cut his ass like a barber. I'm going harder than a mad so bright like a diamond in the sun. Kill my old man, I ain't even need a gun. I can go 12 rounds, I don't even need one. It's a knockout, bye-bye, ha-ha. Gone little Scott, you can take your ass home.
Cut 'em. Bring out that first aid kit, scoffers. Struggling, working on my patience. You tryna push my buttons. We came over on slave ships, now we looking lovely. Tripping all in public, you love it. Hit him with a precept, now he tryna change the subject. He funny. Hit him with the headshot, no red dot, aim for the dreadlock. Now we gotta move camp, it's a dead spot. All eyes on us cause we red hot, and we already know that the feds watch. I got no time for scoffers. We really around the way, ain't got time for bloggers. Me and all my Jews and all black like we from Gotham. Me and all my Jews see the problem and we solve them.
I just cut a scoffer, feeling like a barber. Me and all my Jews and all black like we from Gotham. Me and all my Jews, we come straight down from the bottom. Me and all my Jews got me shining like a diamond. I just cut a scoffer, feeling like a barber. Me and all my Jews and all black like we from Gotham. Me and all my Jews, we come straight down from the bottom. Me and all my Jews got me shining like a diamond.
There's a clear difference between me and you. I noticed Ishmael never liked me cause they know I'm a Jew. Somebody tell me the truth, like I got bugs in my nose. Invest my money in crypto, you spend your bread on these hoes. Fringes on all of my clothes, see y'all real fly as the crows. We dropping Jews in the bar, then make blood drop out they nose. They see my spirit, they froze. We make sure all blows connect. We plug the people with God, I'm guessing we the connect. Lately I beat on my chest when I'm transcending my flesh, cause I feel just like a god. How I be acing these tests might catch me shouting out yes, cause it's a euphoric feeling. I used to keep my head down, now I bump my nose on the ceiling. I'm feeling you got a problem, then address it, cause we could talk it out like men. No need for Smith and Wesson. Don't learn a lesson with 40 boots who know they roots, and I'm the nice one. Hey, hand me a Bible, I'm about to slice them.
How many times we gotta go through this? You ask a question, the book will flip. When my man to the right about to pull the script, you already coming with a defense like 4-6. If you coming for the 1-2, better have you a big crew. That's Titanic. When you read, then you put the hand up, cause they don't really want the answer. We cut through the propaganda like sweet bananas. He was green like Bruce Banner, looking for a friend to help him, and he tried to tag him. Now they wanna change the channel like remote. When the spirit grab you by the throat, do you realize there's no hope? All eyes are on you like a scope. Oh, now you see the light, but no, just move along. We ain't got time for the back and forth. Take a flyer, read it home, do your research, prove me wrong. If the Lord called you, welcome home. If you don't, then you got to roll. If it can't be broken, why try to tempt? You must not know who you're playing with.
I just cut a scoffer, feeling like a barber. Me and all my Jews and all black like we from Gotham. Me and all my Jews, we come straight down from the bottom. Me and all my Jews got me shining like a diamond. I just cut a scoffer, feeling like a barber. Me and all my Jews and all black like we from Gotham. Me and all my Jews, we come straight down from the bottom. Me and all my Jews got me shining like a diamond. I ain't even got much playroom for this. Reef in the water. We the ones that's hot. You think you run your city, you really running your mouth. The kings is in the building, their presence you need to bow. Keep taking shots at the crown, we coming up to your block and show you what that purple about. We the ones that's hot. You think you run the city, you really running your mouth. The kings is in the building, their presence you need to bow. Keep taking shots at the crown, we coming up to your block and show you what that purple about. We the ones that's hot. Speculation, I'm talking to all of y'all. You jealous of the splendor, you really showing your gender. We giants in the game and we tired of arguing midgets. You jealous of the views cause yours missing like Bobby Fischer. So go on, taste the asphalt. Got barbecued in Kansas City, had to bring them cans out. 1,000 boots up in your city, all over a camp spot that you don't own. You acting petty, but I'm still gonna pray for you. I hope the most I send you blessings. Teach you a lesson, change your agenda. Don't get a sacrifice of fools, you acting contentious. Niggas is vicious, we are comrades. We on the same side, brew where the love at. So let's bring the love back and march out where them thugs at. And heal the people, drive out evil, make them heathens fall back. Show them that we all at the creme de la creme, and our skin black. Him that, them black, we the ones that's hot. city, you really running your mouth. The kings is in the building, in presence, you need to bow. Keep taking shots at the crown, we coming up to your block and show you what that purple about. We the ones that's hot. You think you run the city, you really running your mouth. The kings is in the building, in presence, you need to bow. Keep taking shots at the crown, we coming up to your block and show you what that purple about. We the ones that's hot. I hit the block and saving out. I'm Bruce Wayne down in Baltimore. I'm whipped up like the MIA. My sister call me Florida, but you could call me Nicholas. So Mr. Flow ridiculous. My haters pissed, we never miss. Just let them know we in this. Let go. Yeah, we on the road. City at the city like we doing shows. Better yet, we island hopping. We ain't stopping out to getting sturdy with it. We might need an LLC the way them profits handle minutes, right? The spirit got us bright. Talking about that hot ultraviolet purple light. Bringing sight to the blind. Open eyes like Venetian blinds. See the signs getting line. Stay on demon time. Keep in mind the laws. Perfection's achieved when you minimize your flaws. And that is achieved when discipline's involved. And then you translate it from a nigga to a god. Message, we the ones that's hot. You think you run your city, you really running your mouth. The kings is in the building, in presence, you need to bow. Keep taking shots at the crown, we coming up to your block and show you what that purple about. We the ones that's hot. You think you run the city, you really running your mouth. The kings is in the building, in presence, you need to bow. Keep taking shots at the crown, we coming up to your block and show you what that purple about. We the ones that's hot. Yeah. Yeah.
No law, no peace. Hey, I can't see no sign of peace. A lot of my people, they die in the street. A lot of my people, they die to eat. No law, no peace. Hey, I can't seem to find no peace. Walking through the street like Galilee and the police playing hide and seek. No law, no peace. Hey, I can't see no sign of peace. A lot of my people, they die in the street. A lot of my people, they die to eat. No law, no peace. Hey, I can't seem to find no peace. Walking through the street like Galilee and the police playing hide and seek.
No law, no peace, no power, no heat, no bread to eat, no guidance to teach. 2 kids, 1 bed, no covers, just sheets. So you know we cold and hungry, we can't wait to rest in peace. Them shots ringing out all night, you can hear the blood cry in the streets. Come on down to Baltimore, baby, where your life measured in weeks. No love for the sheep, more like food for the wolves and the goons. They showing they teeth, they thinking we sweet. Till we hit the block with the flock and 1,000 boots marching your street in the belly of the beast. More like the devil's aim is from Park Heights down to DC. Think we a disease. No, we not COVID-19. We don't need to go and take your vaccines. I see freedom ain't free. Every step you take is a fee. Bills to your neck till you can't breathe. This captivity feels much worse than the first. And these curses, my identity be all you could be. That's the American dream, but it's nightmares when I go to sleep. See, I dream of chains on hands, on neck, on feet. My sons and my daughters getting taken from me. A land with no order, with no law and no peace.
No peace, hey, I can't seem to find no peace. Walking through the street like Galilee and the police playing hide and seek.
It's that time again, yeah. Ya la hora, you know, power hour. Ponle atención, classes in session. Tune in for an hour, maybe more, that's a blessing. Learn from the captains and the leadership. Bleed from religion, cause them churches never teaching shit. Everything you learn for your benefit. Line upon line is a requisite. Never take a deficit, yeah. That mean you take a loss if you stray from the way. You get the understanding if you study every day. Apply what you learn and bless when you pray. There's one interpretation, man, it say what it say. Ya venía el tiempo, entra para el templo. Aprende del maestro con talento. La Biblia es el centro, usando a Israel como instrumento. No te pierdas en doctrina como viento. Estudia y ora y aplica. Tiempo para Dios, ven, hace una cita. Escritura dinamita, morenos y hispanos israelitas. Oye cómo explica Israel unido en Cristo para la vida. Nunca se divida. Tune in, it's the power hour. Learn your family history, don't be a coward. Yeah. Tune in, it's the power hour. I said learn your family history, don't be a coward.
Yeah, history to learn. It's the power hour. The 11th hour. Tune in to your history. You know it ain't no mystery. Power hour. The 11th hour. You gonna get to history. The 11th hour. Power hour.
Yeah, now you rockin' with the deacon while you waiting on the weekend. From the tribe of Ephraim, but don't call him Puerto Rican. That's a byword, those ain't names, it's God-given. Fighting from oppression to saving all guys, chillin', giving light to the people. Don't let the devil beat you when you have at your disposal all these leaders that can teach you how to fight fornication, eat in moderation, correcting all these marriages and self-examination. All these different topics getting covered plus a lot more. You probably sleeping if you thinking this is not war. All these different topics getting covered plus a lot more. Just tune in and we gon' tell you what to watch for. Yeah, the power hour. You know, it's the power hour. Yeah, the power hour. Yeah.
Hey, shalom, shalom. Welcome to the Power Hour Plus. Why do I sound weird? I feel like I sound
far away.
I don't know. No, I don't. Is it far away? Do I sound far away?
You sound better.
No,
that
sounds cool.
Yeah, that sounds good.
I don't know. I said this week I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna go straight into the intro, but something always kind of makes me feel.
I feel like if you don't do that, it's not the Power Hour Plus.
I don't know.
There's got to be some kind of interruption.
You think so?
I sound low?
I probably should have done my own sound test.
Oh, there you go.
Mine check 1, 2. All right, I think I'm in there.
Oh, it was your headphones.
Yeah, it's a headphone.
See, you done messed up my whole intro.
Sorry,
Fred, all that. I was gonna say all that head. No,
yeah.
pause.
All that head.
Pause.
Pause.
That's why I didn't want to say it.
All that cram.
Oh man, welcome to the Power Hour Plus. I am Deacon Joshua.
I am Officer Asher.
I am Officer Job.
Officer Tobias.
Yeah, Officer Ruvain. Absent again.
I told you every Tuesday.
Nah, he's every other week.
Right.
I know he has his reasons. He has a good reason today.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna put his business out there, but he has a
Today
good
was
reason
good. Today was a good reason.
But all the other times,
BS.
The other times BS.
Yeah, that was BS.
Sabbath sickness,
Right.
Power Hour sickness.
Power Hour sickness.
Dang.
It's the power hour. It's the Power Hour sickness. Hey, let's make sure that we hit them likes. All right, we gotta hit the like, and then right next to that like, there's a share button. Family, share that we are live. Share that we are live. All right, bro. What are you doing? What's wrong with you? That's strike 2 today. One more. We're gonna put you in the corner.
My belly too.
Put you in the corner with the dunce cap,
something
like the AI pick I did.
Ooh.
What'd you eat? Why's your belly messed
I
up?
don't know, Deke. I don't know. It's attacking me though.
Oh goodness.
I got the Ruvain bug right now.
Oh, goodness. We definitely gonna continue on with this particular topic. I told you I got some stuff that I want to get out. Speaking with Bishop Yawasop today on phone, and we've been texting back and forth here and there. If you've been watching Book of Our Fathers and the Sabbath classes that he's been teaching, I want to say through the past couple months now.
Yeah, it seemed like it.
He's really been harping in on kind of and that's the Spirit moving, because he and I didn't discuss this beforehand. It's just something that the Spirit moves, and it's like that a lot, especially with us in leadership. Like, we might not even talk about stuff, and then we're all kind of maybe touching on similar themes periodically, if not the whole class. And we were just talking about the necessity for the marriage topics, and goes back to us, getting ready for the marriage hour.
Right.
And the necessity of having some consistency around it.
Right.
Like there's so much that we have to cover for our people, right? We got to prophesy about things that are going on. We got to teach identity still, right? We have to teach repentance, which comes through the salvation in Christ, right? Faith and repentance, okay? Let's get that in Revelation 14, 12 real quick. Because a lot of people say, oh, they don't talk about Christ enough. They don't talk about Christ.
They do always ask that. We're at camp all the time. How come you guys don't preach Christ?
And then get me in Hebrews about I come in the volume of the book.
Right.
I'm going to address
That's what I was about to say,
Yep.
Deke. Everything in the book is about Christ.
The book of Revelation, chapter 14 and verse 12. Here is the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of God and the faith of Jesus.
Right. So we talk about both, right? But understanding something, you cannot talk about the Bible if you truly understand Christ and not realize that you're speaking about Christ.
Right.
Even if you don't name Christ, you're speaking about Christ.
By default.
By default, based on this scripture. Go ahead, read.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 10 and verse 7.
Uh-huh.
Then said I, lo, I come in the volume of the book.
That means the whole Bible's about Christ. His whole spirit's in Christ. When you read in Peter's how men of God were inspired by the Lord to do this, that's Christ's spirit speaking through them.
Right.
Right?
Yep.
That's the spirit, that's the Holy Spirit of Christ that got on these men, all the prophets that have books named after them in the scriptures. And it wasn't that they woke up one day and said, you know what, man? I'm going to make sure my name is remembered.
Right.
They're going to write a book about me. So I'm going to give my opinion. Right? And I'm going to put this in there. No, the Spirit of Christ went on certain men, right? And he put them in it to write this, right? Go ahead. Read this from the top again, and then get that in Peter's about no private interpretation and holy men of God were inspired.
Then said I, lo, I come in the volume of the book. It is written of me.
Right. So first of all, we know it's BS when they come after us with that type of stuff.
Right.
But it's also the crack that is Christianity, the plague that is Christianity that's been taught to them, that all they do is name Christ, Jesus, Christ, Jesus, Christ.
Yep.
And they feel like that means that they've done what they're supposed to do. Right.
Yep.
Not realizing when you go deeper into this, anytime you speak of the scriptures, any word in the Bible, that's Christ.
Right.
Is he not called the Word?
Made flesh.
In the Word of God.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. Now, read this in Peter's.
You want the rest of that?
Oh, finish it. Yeah.
To do thy will, O God.
Right. To do thy will.
That's the point.
Right. That means all the scriptures have instructions.
Right.
To do his will,
part.
not just be like, oh, I'm saved by Jesus.
Right.
Right. So whenever we speak about the scriptures, we're speaking about Christ.
Yep.
But they're so used to just this brainwashing aspect of just naming, right? They're like some Israelite groups that all they talk about is the name.
Right.
Except their thing is naming Christ and say, oh, yeah, you don't talk about Christ enough. You got to say Christ. You got to say Christ. You got to say Christ. Right. Christ just means anointed one, like chosen one.
That's it.
He's like Neo. He's the one.
Right.
He's the one, right? What happens to everything else, right? But go ahead, read this in Peter's now.
The book of 2 Peter, chapter 1 and verse 20. Knowing this first, that no prophecy of the scripture is of any private interpretation.
Right. There's a spirit that is directed by Christ. That's why you read in Acts 8, right? Like about some people, and you read that in Isaiah, is it 30? Isaiah 34 and also in Isaiah 29. Isaiah 34 talks about read, seek ye out the book of the Lord and read, and none shall want her mate. Isaiah 29 talks about those that you bring something to them and they say, I don't understand it. I can't because it's sealed, right?
Yep.
So read this verse again.
Knowing this first, that no prophecy of the scripture is of any private interpretation.
Right. So instead of people having the humility to say, I don't really understand what the Bible is saying, and I don't really understand the depths and layers of Christ, right? They will give their private interpretations. They try to sustain that we have private interpretations because we don't apply hermeneutics,
Right.
hermeneutics, and all their theology-based stuff. Tell me where in the scripture that it spoke about hermeneutics, where it spoke about all these different things, right? That's man-made BS, right? That's rudiments,
That's
right?
rudiments of the world.
So it's of no private interpretation. Why? Because the whole Bible's written by, if you want to really get technical, by Christ.
Right.
And through Christ.
Yep.
Right? Go ahead, come on.
For the prophecy came not in old time by the will of man.
Right, meaning, Isaiah didn't wake up one day and say, man, I'm going to write 60-something chapters. And get Jeremiah and say, I'm going to write 50-some-odd chapters.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Obadiah didn't say, I'm going to write a letter today. Just to show you the contrast. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to write a page today. Right. Because Obadiah is like so short, right?
Yeah.
He went in, though.
Philemon. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Some of the short ones. Right. He went in hard in the You know what I'm
Extra
saying?
hard.
He went
That's
crazy.
like that's like the rapper that get one verse on somebody else's track,
hit it
but all
quick.
you remember is that one verse,
yes,
right?
that's
It's
an
hard like
excellent
that, right?
allegory.
Anyway,
Yes.
it was holy men of God that what? Go ahead, come on.
For the prophecy came not in old time by the will of man, but holy men of God spake as they were moved by the Holy Ghost.
Right, meaning by Christ.
Right.
So we went step by step. We showed you what is there. So whenever you speak about the scriptures, Christ is in it, even when you don't name Christ.
Right.
You cannot speak about the Bible and you're not speaking of our Lord and Savior. Come on, man.
That's right.
That's it. That nonsense.
I have something for you. This is 2 Samuel 23 and verse 2, just for that example. As a matter of fact, verse 1. Now these be the last words of David. David the son of Jesse said, and the man who was raised up on high, the anointed of the God of Jacob and the sweet psalmist of Israel said, the Spirit of the Lord spake by me, and his word was in my tongue. The God of Israel said, the rock of Israel spake to me. He that ruleth over men must be just, ruling in the fear of God.
Hey, that's fire right there. That's a nice. You see that was a good cherry on top.
Yeah, that was a good
Well timed,
Yes, sir.
well placed, appropriate. All praises. All praises. That was good. You all right.
Yeah.
You all right. You all right, young man. He's not the baby on that one. You all right,
Yeah,
young man. You all-
It's the beard. It's the
You
beard.
all right, young
It's coming
man.
in.
It's coming in.
How old are you, Aston? 28?
I'm 29 now.
29 now. Damn.
Yeah. I got one more year.
You know, if I'd have started young like the rest of these, I could have had you around 19, 20. You could have been my son.
Yeah.
You know,
Damn.
if I was
Yes, sir.
rolling like that. I mean, that's, you know, if you're doing it right, 20's not, you know.
No. Yeah.
If you get married and have a kid. But I mean, you know, in the world, people just.
We didn't do it right.
No, we didn't do it right
at all.
Right, exactly.
Babies everywhere.
Okay, that's what's up. Oh, yeah, there's the cherry on top. See, we built a beautiful cake, and then Asher came in and said, boop, boop. He just popped it on there. But we're going to speak on continuing on with this topic. So like I said, I was talking to Bishop Yawasop, and we were saying how it's so necessary, and it shouldn't just be cyclical. Like we go through a phase where we speak about these things, and then we're so focused on everything else that's happening. Because there's enough teachers that we could split the load of the topics, right? So I know it seems nice, right, when everybody's talking about the same thing all week or for weeks on end. But then, right, remember, you read in the scriptures where it says elders were sent into Crete and other cities for what?
To set
them
forth
in
that
order.
which is lacking.
Right, to see what was wanting, right, or what was lacking, right, to see what was lacking. And it's up to us as teachers, right, to say, hey, okay, where do we need to keep hanging on certain points? And I think while we all teach on all things, you read the scripture says the prophet spoke about wars, rumors of war, and destruction and all of that. I think we can't forget that we have to keep going over these type of life-changing, transformative type of things because the scriptures change you, right?
Sure.
Where's that? Is it in how can a young man cleanse his ways?
Yep, Psalms 119.
And then there's another one in Proverbs, no?
What's it say?
It says something along the lines of how it changes you. Is it 19 and 7?
Psalms
Oh,
19 and
Psalms.
7.
Psalms 19 and 7. Get me both of those. Get me both of those. Hey, it's warm in here, and I knew it was going to be warm, and I don't have control of the AC. If we could turn it down a little bit. I haven't linked it up to the
The
remote
fan is
access.
unplugged.
Fan is unplugged too. All right. Go ahead.
The book of Psalms, chapter 119 and verse 9. Wherewithal shall a young man cleanse his way.
Right. So where, and not just young man, chiefly young man. Why? Because the Bible's written in masculine form. The men are the ones that are going to move this thing forward. The flock of his pasture are men, right? But anybody that wants to cleanse their ways, right? Go ahead. Come on.
By taking heed thereto, according to thy word.
Right. So we have to look at the things that need to be cleansed. And marriage obviously has continued to show itself as something that needs to be cleansed, especially because there's so much counter programming against it.
Right.
There's so much the whole world, society, movies, social media, everything out there is against the divine order and the sanctity of marriage.
Right.
It's lewdness, right? It's lewdness. It's lasciviousness that you see out there, right? It's all types of promiscuity that's promoted,
Yep.
right?
Decadence.
And we know that there's a spiritual cost to those things, whether you believe in spiritual things or not, right? Get me the other one.
The book of Psalms, chapter 19 and verse 7.
Uh-huh.
The law of the Lord is perfect, converting the soul.
Converting the soul. Go ahead, come on.
The testimony of the Lord is sure, making wise the simple.
Right. So we are simple people, right? Jeremiah called us Sodom's children, wise to do evil. That's what makes you simple. So it's important that as teachers, we don't stray too far from some of these type of topics.
Right.
And like I said, we have an abundance of teachers
Right.
that can do that,
Yeah.
right? And I just want to put that message out there for any of the other teachers that teach and realize that I'm not saying it got to be marriage, but let's not neglect the kind of deeper basics that without those things and nothing else really matters and what we build on it, right? The foundation that makes it sure that you stand against the wiles of Satan is when you build yourself on those foundational things, right?
Yep.
Where's that one that talks about don't give place to the devil?
1 Peter 5.
Get that really quick.
Or you want to be sober?
No,
We're not ignorant of his devices.
no, I don't want that. It's the one where it says, don't let the sun set upon your wrath.
Ephesians.
That's it. Ephesians.
4:27.
Yes, sir. You want to start at 26 or you want 27?
Hold on. Let me see where I want you to start.
Verse 23 goes into renewing the spirit. of your
No.
mind.
I want you to start at 22.
The book of Ephesians, chapter 4.
Start at 20 because it goes into our intro with Christ, right? And I didn't have this premeditated. I guess this is where the Spirit's moving me to set the foundation for the show tonight. But start at 20 because this layers nicely with what I said, how Christ is in the volume of the book. Whether you mention his name or not, when you deal with the scriptures, you're dealing with Christ.
Yep.
To try to imply otherwise shows your evil and your lack of understanding in the Bible, right? Go ahead, come on.
The book of Ephesians, chapter 4 and verse 20. But ye have not so learned Christ.
Come on.
If so be that ye have heard him and have been taught by him, as the truth is in Jesus.
And just the mere fact that you're taught something means that it needs to be replicated after the fact, right? If you're teaching so if I teach cooking, you are going to go ahead and then try to do that recipe.
Facts.
If I teach you how to change a tire, you're one day going to try to go and apply those things too. If I teach you self-defense, you're one day going to try to go and apply those things too. So just the mere fact that teaching is happening shows that application must come behind it, right? Go ahead, come on.
Verse 22, that ye put off concerning the former conversation, the old man.
Right, so this goes into, so if you were taught these things, you got to put off the former conversation, the old man. And we understand through other scriptures that old man has to be killed daily. Right? Go ahead, come on.
Which is corrupt, according to the deceitful lust.
Why? Why is it deceitful lust? Because a lot of them feel good, right? And I don't mean sex. We think lust and we think, but it could be that you got an anger spirit. It could be that you have a spirit of filthy lucre. It could be that you have a covetous spirit. All the different sins that are named, right? It feels good when you feed those demons, right? Go ahead, come on.
And be renewed in the spirit of your mind.
Right. And it says be renewed in the spirit of your mind. How are you renewed? Day by day.
Right.
Remember, it says each day is new.
Right.
You're renewed day by day. Go ahead, come on. And you're only renewed day by day, not talking about it when you do it. Right? Go ahead, come on.
And that ye put on the new man, which after God is created in righteousness and true holiness.
And true holiness. And we know that what? The law is holy and just and good, right? You read that in Romans 7. Go ahead, come on.
Wherefore, putting away lying, speak every man truth with his neighbor. For we are members one of another.
Right, because if one of us suffer, we all suffer. So going back to saying, remember, what I'm speaking about is the necessity to prescribe the right type of teaching and not let it fall to the wayside so much anymore. Right? I'm not saying you stay on the same thing all the time, but again, there's enough teachers that we should diversify the topics enough that we're touching the things that we see, especially us in, let's say, more senior leadership, that we have our pulse on the congregation and we know the sins and the things that are going on, how we address those type of things, right? Go ahead, come on.
Verse 26. Be ye angry and sin not. Let not the sun go down upon your wrath.
Go ahead, come on.
Neither give place to the devil.
Right. So what happens a lot of times, especially when you're dealing with marriages, Satan loves to reside in the midst of holy marriages. Right. Why? It's the first thing he attacked.
Right. Genesis.
That foundation.
It's the first thing that Satan attacked. The first salvo in this war of fighting spiritual wickedness in high places started by attacking the marriage.
Yeah, that's heavy.
So you have to understand that marriage is such a heavy, heavy, heavy topic that needs to continually be addressed, right? Amongst others that we have to continue to build up on as well, right? So it says, neither give place to the devil, because what happens is he's always lurking. That's the one in Peter's you're talking about. He's always waiting, seeing whom he may devour. And what winds up happening is that if you don't have the teaching, if you don't have the awareness, if you don't stay in the volume of the book, noise will creep in. And then noise then winds up turning into evil, right? Because you have your thoughts. They sit with those thoughts. They don't become biblical thoughts. And now your actions now project what's really inside of you.
Right.
So it's important that these things are constantly taught to our people so that we can bring that stuff out to them. So now that's my intro. We're gonna talk a little. We're gonna continue talking about this marriage thing.
I thought we started. You went
No.
I thought you skipped everything. I was like, all right.
No.
He skipped the housekeeping and everything.
No, we're gonna go to the housekeeping. You know how it be sometimes. Sometimes we go straight into housekeeping. Sometimes
That's the spirit.
right. Sometimes we go into some other stuff, right? So
Gotta keep them guessing.
yeah, you gotta keep it rocking, right? So let's go into the housekeeping. Are you doing it? Are you taking Ruvain's place today?
Hey, Ruvain's not here, so guess what? Cram got to take over.
Cram's gonna take
so,
over.
hey, so do we got the commercial? Did he send one in?
He did. He
All right,
posted
all
one.
praises, all praises. Let's go ahead and play that.
The majors watching. The majors watching.
Yeah, original royalty clothing. I want to show something that you can't really see on the videos.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
If you look at this beautiful cardigan
I think.
right here.
Okay. I was gonna say you got a couple other images, right? Let them show these images before you go into the cardigan.
Okay.
Right. Show
Go
those
ahead.
photos. Right.
Go- Show those photos.
So we got the latest winter drop. Still cold out there in some of these places. I know it's warming up in Phoenix.
Yeah. You got another snow coming out there to the East Coast.
Right. It's still chilly out there. We got some stuff to keep you warm. All right. We got these zip cardigans, which are really nice, and you can't really see it in the pictures here, but they are fleece lined as well. So you got a nice setup in those. Quality. All right. Nice subtle appearance. We went for the cardigan season. For the men this go around, all right? So we try to run that back because we're just talking how the cardigan just dress up anything, right?
Yep.
Like I was rocking it with a t-shirt today, one that we're releasing behind us, a little more lightweight, and it just changed the whole look. Without it, like when I took it off, because I got a little warm at one point, I was like, damn, I'm just in a t-shirt. And,
Regular.
right, I look regular. I look regular, you know? But when all I did was throw that cardigan over it, and it just elevated the whole look. Like it just changed
royal.
it just changed it out, right? Go, show the next picture.
Yeah.
All praises. People saying they love the clothes that we got out. Look at that,
College.
man. Damn, them things were look.
College
And
squad.
you know, I know the sisters like the oversized look, right? They rocking the varsity cardigans with the oversized look. You know, and then the brothers throwing it on a little more fitted.
Clean, boy. That mug is clean.
But I was just thinking today, and my wife would agree with me, I have no room in my closet for new merch. Like OR's killing me right now with the new merch too, because like I'm gonna have to go through and like throw some stuff out.
That's a good problem now.
I guess, man. I guess. You know, I don't go
Great
nowhere.
problem.
Right.
So I dressed up today like to
Right.
to,
Yeah, we were talking
to
about
work,
that. We don't
to
go
work
anywhere.
and do errands. Like I don't really.
It's like, why not? Put on
So I
some
said,
nice shoes.
right, because you're wearing it and you're saving it for a special occasion, but
Right.
tomorrow's not promised, right?
Facts.
So it's like, so you might be sitting there and be like, but I don't go nowhere. Why am I gonna buy anything? You don't know what tomorrow holds, right? Lord said, teach you to number your days. So I said, damn, I gotta rock some stuff.
Come on.
You know, I know even my son, like if he sees me wearing a polo, he's like, yo, where you going, Dad?
Right.
I said, nowhere. I'm about to take you to school. I just want to look, a little nicer today. I got stuff that I never wear.
That's how you know it's not
I
common.
got stuff that someone
really
said I
like
look
that
like I'm on the debate team.
That's what I'm saying.
Hey, go ahead. Show them what you want. Show them what you wanted to show
I wanted
them.
to show y'all like in real life form right here. Look at. I just want you to show if they can see. Ooh, look at that. Look on the screen. It looks.
That's why I
nice.
said you're gonna be warm.
It looked like sheet right here.
You're gonna be warm.
This right here.
You like that, right? Make you want to take a nap.
Oh my God.
Falling asleep driving.
Yes. So I wanted to show you that on the inside. It's more than what you see on the outside. On the inside, the quality is there.
Yep.
The thickness is there. It's
Yep.
going to last for a long time.
Hey,
All
and I'm gonna
praise.
tell you, I was talking about it with Benson before the show. One of the things with OR is we want to try to do our best to always run it based on that economy, the way Israel is, and we ain't trying to set prices that's like crazy, ridiculous, right? So we always want to be reasonable in the price point that we give to you. It's a very fair price when we put these things out, because some of these pieces could go for a lot more on some other name brand, designer stuff. So right, it's that egalitarianism. You don't got to put it up, but it's that we got to move principle based on how the scriptures say. So we're trying to do that. So obviously it's business. You got to make your profit margins and stuff like that, but it don't got to be like the way capitalism teaches you to do profit margins.
that
You know what I'm saying?
usury.
Right. Exactly.
But
So they available now.
they're available now. Go ahead, go to the website, show the people how we can.
Originalroyalty.com.
They can go there, originalroyalty.com. Go to this website. It has all the
that's
things
nice.
that
Look
are
at that.
up and running that is in stock
Yeah.
right now.
Hey, don't sleep on them long sleeve quarter zip polos. Them things is nice too.
I like
Hey,
those.
go
Those
back,
things
go
are
back
nice
real
too,
quick. Can
right?
you go back so they could also see that hoodie?
There you go.
And the hoodie too.
Yeah, I like that hoodie.
Oh, the hoodie's been popular. I know a hoodie.
That mug is fire.
Hoodies like a culture thing for our people. We
Right.
always like those and we rock those. right, and that hoodie's nice too. That one also got the fleece lining in it.
Inside.
Yeah,
That
very warm.
inside, man, it's
Very
different
warm.
inside.
Very warm. Yep. So right
But
there, featured. You know what I'm saying? Layer it out. Okay.
Yeah, that mug is fire.
Yep.
All right. So, hey, guess what else you can order from originalroyalty.com? The beer oils.
Yeah.
What scent you got on Deek today?
I'm doing Morocco mint.
Yeah.
Morocco mint.
Me and Deek's in the spirit.
Oh,
I got
okay.
Morocco mint too.
Oh,
That's
there it is.
actually one of my favorites
There
right
it
now.
is.
I be wearing the
So
hell out
that's
of
all
it.
I got left.
No.
I got tobacco vanilla.
Okay, tobacco vanilla too.
Fire.
Look at he's about to what?
Clean slate.
Rose
watch.
sandalwood. Rose sandalwood.
Rose
It's been the same
sandalwood.
one.
That's a nice one. Rose. I just started rocking that one like a few weeks back. Nice one.
like
Nice one. Rose sandalwood is good.
So make sure you go to the website, get your oils, get your clothing, get your music, get everything.
Yeah,
We're
we're trying to
doing
make the
everything.
one-stop
All
shop,
praises
right?
to the Most
Yeah,
High.
you know. Hey, we're working on upping the fringe availability as well. Get some more variety for y'all, and I'm negotiating hard to get real good prices, because I think unless you're like in a major city like New York or whatever, I think it gets kind of difficult to find a good selection of quality fringes. So we working on don't show the, because right now we only got like the bullion and a little bit of brush, but yeah. We trying to bring some different brush in, and we're trying to bring the suede ones in,
Nice,
so that we
suede.
and in multicolors, so that we could just really coordinate. So we can
Right,
coordinate.
that way they could. That way, whenever they need fringes, they can come to us. They don't got to go to the enemy. They don't got to go to the nation.
Hey, that was the vision.
Come on, man.
We got something in the works that we gonna give you a little story with the background. Because like I said, I think a lot of people, because we had that kind of these few years where music became the centerpiece of everything.
Yep.
Original Royalty was always designed to be that clothing line, to fill a need for our people, right? And it wasn't just to dress them, but to dress them in things that obviously you could represent, right? For the culture, being an Israelite, and also to provide us a place where you can get the type of things that you're gonna need, like fringes and modest apparel and stuff like that. So it's out there. So yeah, man. Listen, can I tell you? I'm so frustrated. I'm gonna let you in on a little something. He said he waiting for the fringed up jacket. I'm gonna tell you something, Alvin.
Everybody is.
That thing has been in transit for 12 days. I don't know what the hell. I think that blizzard that happened on the East Coast messed it up. There is literally in boxes in transit, and I've been watching it every day. I'm like,
That's
yo,
crazy.
where my jackets?
Come on now.
I'm
That's
like,
shirt
where my
jacket, right?
jackets? Yeah, them custom shirt jackets.
Oh my gosh.
Yep. So and like I said, just keep an eye out, man. We back. And we back, and that's why we did the rebrand last year with OR. No, Lord forbid.
Hold
No.
up. Come on, guys. Stay
He
in the
said,
spirit.
damn. He said, this is where the
hell?
jackets is at. But them things is coming out. Them things is coming out. So those will drop soon.
All praise.
An enemy has done this.
Enemy has done this. That's right. Damn.
Shoot. All praises,
Right.
man.
Okay. Hey, can you drop this off the screen? Let's go back to
The real stuff.
all right, hold on. Now we gotta do something with fitness, right? I want to cover my segments. See what we got for health.
It's about to go down. Down.
Oh, that first one was good.
Yeah, let's do that. We could do that. I ate in a deficit, but I didn't lose weight because I feel like I see more of Israel looking at the deficit. So let me hip you to something. So, a couple weeks back, I was in Austin for Purim. All praise to the Most High, and I'm sitting down and I'm chilling. We sitting down with the brothers and everything, and Deacon Abiel goes, Deke, you were right. I said, what you mean? He says, all that BS keto, this, that, low carb, starve yourself every other day.
Right.
He said, man, you just got to count that calorie deficit
now.
and count it right, and you're going to be all right. And he said, you're going to be all right. I said, all praises, man. I said, look, it's not about me being right. I said, I've just brought awareness back to it. I said, it wasn't my idea. It's not my concept.
Right.
I just know that it works. It works.
it works.
Yeah. If you're honest with yourself.
Right.
You're honest with yourself.
Yo, man, people think I'm dying out here, man. When I went to the Black Joy,
Yeah.
Officer Elon was like, bro, what's wrong with you, man?
What'd you tell him? He
like,
said, I'm
bro.
rocking the calorie deficit.
Yeah, man. I had a hoodie on, so I look a lot skinnier than usual. I'm like, nah, bro. Behind this hoodie, it's still some gains, bro. Don't worry.
In the hips.
Because Officer Elon was like, he's used to see me, my arms are thicker and all that because I had the fat around. I'm like, all right, bro, chill out, bro. I still got the gains.
Sometimes the arms look thick, but it's a lot of fat around.
Right.
I'm not saying there's not good muscle underneath.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
when you when you slim down, it's like,
Yep,
damn, you
yep.
know. So like, I know, I feel you. I know. I was looking at myself today. I was feeling a little skinny in my legs, and I've always had
man.
like kind of thick rhino legs.
Not the rhino legs.
Yeah, I was feeling a little slim in the.
You got to keep going. Just keep going. Hit that goal, and then you go up.
I'm close. I'm close.
it.
But
All praises.
these last few pounds is always the struggle.
Right.
I'm close. I'm close to where I want to be visually, so I can then try to build back a little bit.
That's
But
it.
the point
That's
is,
it.
the calorie deficit works. The reason it don't work is gonna be based on the video that I showed you here, because that's why I always say you got to be honest with yourself.
Right.
Right.
That part.
And a lot of you ain't honest with yourself. Go ahead. Come on.
But I ate in a calorie deficit and didn't lose weight.
You sure about that?
Look into my eyes. I'm so full for you. Nothing I wouldn't do for you. Lies. Girl, I'm on a damn head down. Habits and hard breaks are hard to break, so I just tell the same. Lies.
Stop. Smartwatches overestimate exercise calorie burn by 28 to 93%.
Damn.
Don't go by that. Don't go by that. Oh, look, all the calories I burned today. I could eat this. Don't go by that.
Someone brought
Don't
that.
go by that. All right. And you saw all the little bites that you didn't think are big, and then what it adds up to. Go ahead. Come on.
Burned over 1,000 calories. Killing it. Time to eat. Missing me bad as I miss you, Snowball.
Stop. Those little bites from earlier, 400 extra calories. And you said my calorie deficit didn't work. All them little bites, because what's the little bite? You're not biting a little broccoli.
Right.
You're not biting. You're not eating a
Right.
pickle. You're not biting a little cauliflower. What you eating?
Chips.
Everything that he
Chips.
showed there,
Right.
calorie dense
Munchies.
foods. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, come on.
Sounded something stupid, baby, cause the truth is the 90 proof is telling me lies.
We're showing the tracking app.
Look into my eyes. I'm still fool for
Right. So,
Yep.
hey, someone said the scale says you didn't, and clothes say something different. You're right. I had another one that I don't see up here that I told you guys I want to go into. It talks about the water weight and the distribution,
Oh.
but I don't see it here. I told you everything from here and literally right under that. Thank you. Thank you.
Let's go.
I'm gonna explain this. I'm gonna explain this, and then we're gonna move on to the meat of the topic after this. All right. But one other thing before I explain this, why the scale sometimes lies, right? And the way that you know if the scale's lying or not, weigh your waist at the belly button, because the scale could be up or down, and the real thing that never lies to you is the waist circumference.
Got it.
All right. That's the truth right there. If you could do more overall body measurements, that's good. A little hard to do daily, but the waist you can do daily. Quick little. They sell a little self measure. It's called a myo tape. You get it on Amazon, right? And real easy to self measure. It's made specifically for little body measurements and stuff like that. It's manual kind of, so that way you're not like cheating it as you do it and stuff like that. And it'll lie to you. So today, I think I woke up, I looked in the mirror, like I said, at this point I could tell, and I said, I'm looking a little tighter, you know, in the right lighting, you know, you take a little half turn, and I was, it's like, okay, I see you. I said, maybe I'm gonna be down today. And I was down, I was only down like maybe a pound, but, even though I was up like the past week, so like my weight thing showed that I was like steady, like I hadn't really lost, my waist went down another 1/4 inch, and that's meaningful. It might seem a little bit, a 1/4 inch, but if your waist moves 1/4 inch by 1/4 inch, then you can really say, okay, I've lost some fat, right? But let's talk about the displacement. What happens with the scale, right? And we'll go over this, and then that'll be it for the fitness, and then we're gonna jump into the main follow on from last week's topic. All right, go ahead. Let's read this.
Everybody talks about water retention. Hardly anybody explains why the scale jumped 1 kilogram overnight.
Right. So 1 kilogram is equal to 2.2 pounds. So the scale could jump 2.2 pounds overnight. Right. Go ahead.
So I will save this because you're going to want to come back to it.
Come on.
First, let's be clear. To gain 1 kilogram of actual fat, you'd need to eat 7,700 calories above maintenance. Not exactly, but let's keep things simple.
So, for example, my maintenance is estimated at 2,200 to 2,300 calories. So I would literally need to eat about 10,000 calories in that one day for me to say that it was fat gain the next morning when I woke up. Right? I would have to eat, because 7,700 above maintenance.
Right.
Damn. Right? So I would have to eat 10,000 calories that day. Which I've seen people, I don't know if you've seen people do these 10,000 calories a day. That thing is, I couldn't.
Yeah.
Horrific.
Yeah, I don't
People are
think.
dying from it. Like.
Yeah, I don't think I could ever eat 10,000 calories. That's a lot. Like that's a lot.
That's gluttony.
So if you have an overnight fluctuation and the scale's up 2 pounds, that's not fat. Don't panic. Then what happens is you try to adjust, you do something crazy, it throws yourself off. This is what these slides are gonna explain to you. All right? Go ahead, come on.
If you didn't do that, you didn't gain fat. It's water, and it's temporary.
And let me tell you, and if you're a woman, water's a mother flower.
Right.
All right. Like it's
constantly moving.
I mean, like men deal with the water too, but not like women. Like women with us. Yeah, y'all know when y'all go on your menstrual and all of that. Any little thing throws their whole water balance off, and they just bloated and just is a mess. And then they all, like, oh my gosh. But go ahead, come on.
Hard training causes inflammation, and that's a good thing. Your muscles retain water to repair and rebuild. This is part of the growth process. The harder you train, the more water you hold. It's a sign your body is adapting.
So if you did some hard weight training, when it says hard, because cardio is not going to cause the same inflammation like the weight training will.
Right.
There's an inflammatory response that happens in your body that's elevated for 48 hours after that. So it could just be that you had a damn good workout,
right?
And now the scale is heavier the next day because it's pulling fluid into your muscles and things like that. Go ahead, come on.
Your cycle has a massive impact on water retention.
For the sisters, right? Go ahead, come on.
During the luteal phase, the week before your period, progesterone rises and causes your body to hold more water. It's completely normal to see the scale jump 1 to 3 kilograms.
So the scale messes with them more than it messes with us. Right. That's why the waist measurement is a good marker for sisters, especially as you go through the phases of your cycle. Go ahead, come on.
It generally will drop after your period starts.
Come on.
ate more carbs than usual.
All right. Let's say you had a little extra carbs over the weekend or whatever. Go ahead, but still not to the tune of 7,700 calories. Go ahead.
The scale will go up. For every 1 gram of carbs you store as glycogen, your body holds 3 to 4 grams of water. This isn't fat gain. It's fuel storage, and it's why the scale drops fast when you cut carbs. You're losing water, not fat.
Come on.
High sodium meal, expect the scale to spike. Your body holds water to balance out the extra salt. This can add 1 to 2 kilograms overnight. The fix, drink more water. It sounds backwards, but it helps your body flush the excess.
Right. So as you drink more water, you'll flush more water. Right. What happens when you drink a lot of water? You pee a lot. Right. Yeah. It'll help you flush out the higher sodium meals that you had. That's help making you retain water. So that's a little hack. If you're bloated, drink more water, and your body will want to release more water. Go ahead, come on.
Chronic stress raises cortisol, and cortisol causes water retention. If you're under sleeping,
oh, that's a big one.
Right.
I'm good with 4 hours. Good with 6 hours. If you're under sleeping.
Overtraining.
And you're only really overtraining if you're undersleeping. I'll put it that way. Because most of us ain't training that hard that we overtrain. Like, that's not really a real thing, right? I know people on this Mike Mensa stuff that you train too much. That's for, like, elite level bodybuilders. There ain't no common person that's training to that extent that you're overtraining. Go ahead, come on.
Under eating or just stress from life. Your body holds on to water as a protective response. The scale won't budge until the stress drops. Poor sleep equals higher cortisol equals more water retention.
Come on.
Even one bad night can cause the scale to jump. String a few together and you'll see a noticeable increase. Prioritize sleep. Watch the scale drop. Stop weighing yourself daily and panicking.
Right. Now, don't weigh yourself daily. I think weighing yourself daily is a good thing. It says stop weighing yourself and then panicking. If you can't handle the daily weigh-ins, then don't weigh yourself daily.
Right.
Go ahead. Come on.
Most people are actually losing fat but give up because they see a fluctuation and think things aren't working. Weigh yourself at the same time, under the same conditions, and track your weekly average. That average tells the real story.
Is that it? So that's basically all the different aspects and different things of why you might see such a big scale jump overnight or over a weekend, right? I mean, you could probably more realistically overeat over a whole weekend versus one day.
Right.
That's why the whole cheat day, stop it.
Right.
Stop it. That thing sabotages all the hard work you did during the week. And then you wonder why, my calorie deficit is not working.
Yep.
You had a massive cheat day.
Killed it.
Because what happens with the psychology of a cheat day?
I can eat anything I want.
Discipline.
But not just that you can eat anything you want. Let me take y'all into the mind of the psychology of a cheat day. Not only because you eat anything you want, you start saying, I'm not going to be able to eat any of this stuff until another week.
When I eat, it's hard for me
So you actually eat even beyond you being hungry.
Right.
Because you're saying, I got to wait a week to have your favorite food, whatever it is. Right? And let's say you have 5 favorite foods and they're all calorie dense.
Damn.
Right? What starts to happen in your head is you're saying, well, tomorrow's Monday and I don't get to, have a cheat meal again. I don't have to get a cheat day again until next Sunday.
Yep.
So now you purposely look to overeat. Yep. You overfeed on purpose.
So they reach that 7,000 mark.
And you derail your whole calorie deficit. Damn. That's why I don't believe in cheat days. And I think if you're severely obese, I don't even believe in cheat meals or free meals until you've made some significant progress. Because your hormones are out of whack. Right. I don't want to take that away. It really isn't simply just willpower. All right. I know we talk about that a lot. That's a big part of it. Because the psychology of people, I don't like to harp on that because the psychology of people who once you tell them that, they say, see, I can't lose weight.
Crutch.
Because you're saying it's my hormones or it's self-diagnosed PCOS or it's whatever it might be. And a lot of times it's not that. But the reality is when you're overweight, your hormones, you have metabolic syndrome, your hormones are dysregulated. So your hunger cues can tend to be stronger versus somebody who's eating better. I'll give you an example. Soldier Eli, right? He's been showing, we had a talk with him. We told him we need him back in the streets doing the work.
Yep.
He needs to be green. He needs to lose the weight.
Right.
So he's gotten real serious about it, right? You see him posting consistently and stuff like that.
Yep.
And I think he's been doing it for like a week and a half, 2 weeks consistent. And he said, I've noticed my cravings have gone way down.
Right.
Because he's actually feeding himself nutritious food. Get me that in Sirach? Little is nutritious for men well nourished. I know we bring this out a lot, but I think the depths of what that scripture says, people don't get it. He says, I noticed my cravings have gone down. Because what's happening to him is that he's feeding his body nutritious food consistently. So he's not getting those hormonal triggers that make him want to overeat. Right. And he's in a calorie deficit. Right. So go ahead, read this.
The book of Sirach, chapter 31 and verse 19. A very little is sufficient for a man well nurtured.
So well nurtured means nutrient dense foods. Right. Try not to eat the processed foods. Right. I'm not saying you got to eliminate that stuff altogether, but I'll say unequivocally, if you're obese and you've not found a good rhythm, stay away from all of it until at least for 30 days. Right. Build good habits before you jump into an indulging. You didn't earn a cheat day after one good week, or 2 or 3 or 4.
Come on.
Facts.
If you got 40 to 100 pounds to lose or more, stay away from any type of liberty on any of the food stuff. You're going to break your discipline and your cycle by putting that stuff in play. Without even getting too nuanced about when you start spiking your glucose and the cravings that creates, stick with your deficit, stick with the nutritious, healthy foods. I know it might seem boring, but something got to move in you more than that, right? Because the crazy thing about obesity is that you can live 50 years, and what it is it's kind of a slow deterioration that grinds you towards death. Like you might not necessarily die tomorrow from your bad obesity habits, but you've done so much damage, not to mention if you actually did get it together, the loose skin you're going to have. That's irreversible. Thank God I wasn't so obese. Even though I lost close to 50 pounds total since my high, I don't have a lot of loose skin. I have some, but it's not a lot. But the people who got to lose 100 plus pounds, there's nothing you could do but surgery. I don't care what anybody tells you, what lotion or whatever. There might be some things that help a little bit. The only thing you're going to have to do, because now you got to figure out what you're going to do with all that loose skin. Right? And still, it's better to be healthy and not strain your body that way, right? And just live with the loose skin. But then the only other option is to try to do it. And that's an intense surgery to cut out all that skin.
Man.
That's an intense surgery.
Very expensive as well.
And very expensive, right? Damn. So ideally, don't even let yourself get that way, right? But if you've gotten that way, focus little by little, make the moves that need to be made to do it. Stop focusing on the fast weight loss and all that stuff like that. Just be consistent weight loss beats fast weight loss all the time.
Turn it into a lifestyle.
Right. Turn it into a lifestyle change, right? Go ahead, read this from the top again.
A very little is sufficient for a man well nurtured, and he fetcheth not his wind short upon his bed.
Right, meaning why? Because you're going to have all types of other complications that come with that. The diabetes, the blood pressure, the cholesterol, the gout, the different things that you got going on in your body, right? Really try to focus. And once you get to a healthy weight, then you can periodically indulge, so to speak.
Enjoy Greensman.
Right? Enjoy the Greensman's privilege and have some stuff, right? Because people who are evergreen, who are Greensmen, right?
Evergreen.
Who are evergreen, they can enjoy the pizza, the burger, the fast food here or there, and it won't derail them they go back to that exclusively. Not at all. No. Because your body and your hormones are so adjusted, and the process that took you to get there, the psychology in your mind is you don't freak out over it, and then you realize you don't need it. And in reality, it don't even hit as good as it used to.
You actually crave the well-nurturing food.
You crave the well-nurturing food. You crave the well-nurturing. Now, we don't need no more videos and stuff. We're going to drag this segment out too long. Thank you.
Question on the water retention. So that's why, because remember on one of the slides it talked about working out extra hard and it holds water. So is that why they say to drink more water when you take creatine?
Well, creatine pulls more water into the muscle cell, which is good in a positive way.
Right.
It doesn't pull it into the skin, so it's not bloating. It pulls it into the muscle, so your muscles are fuller. Helps you get like a couple extra reps.
So that would mess with the scale as well.
Initially. When you're building up your creatine levels, but then it levels out.
Okay.
But then it levels out, right? So initially, I mean, don't overthink it. It's just telling you why you might see a scale bump, even though you did everything right, right? Because the point is, it ties into that. You can't say the calorie deficit is not working unless you've been honest with it and consistent with your process over those weeks and stuff like that. So you got to be real. We got to get off this whole I want it now. I do the keto. I starve myself, and I'm only gonna eat salads for 2 weeks, right? And then you drop 11 pounds, and like maybe 3 of it's fat, and the rest is water, and you're like, see, it works. And then when the rebound weight comes on, and you're messing yourself up when you do that too. Yeah. So it's a whole other little layered things that go in there. You got to make it lifestyle changing, right? Like, I love when I can go to a social event and not have to really refuse anything that's offered to me because I know that it's not, I know I'm not going to overdo it, and I know it's not going to kill me. Right. But it took me a long time to get to that point where I could do that. You got to build your discipline first. You got to build your discipline first. Don't worry about the BMI, because let me tell you something. My BMI right now, and if you look at me, I don't look like I'm unhealthy as far as overweight. My BMI is 26.2 from my height, right? Body fat is the better measure, body fat percentage. But if you were to see my latest blood panel, like, I was even surprised. Like, I got flagged because my LDL was too low.
Oh.
That's how good my blood markers have been. That my bad cholesterol, they said, was too low.
Dang.
They said
you need good. Not bad.
Hold up.
They said put some fat in your diet.
No, bro. They told me put some fat in my diet.
Damn.
My LDL was too low. And mind you, this is somebody who had always had his LDL pretty high. Right? And my triglycerides, they said, were not optimal. I need them a little higher than what I have them. And I was like, that's insane. I went from over to them telling me, I didn't know there was such a thing, that you could have too little of the bad cholesterol. Like,
eat some more.
Wow.
Right. So so I had to up the fats that I was eating. Right. So so I went, had a little pizza, you know what I'm saying?
Burger.
Had a little smash burger taco today. Oh, that was my low. Oh, you trying to show my numbers? You can show it if you want to show it. That was my scale numbers, because people think I'm just talking sometimes. That was on February 11th. I'm up a little since then, but that's because I think I got I had some different stress going on and stuff like that. Right. So that was my latest low, 150 and then 14.8. But look, my BMI shows 26. Don't worry about BMI. BMI is a poor indicator. PMI is a poor indicator. Right. So if you look at it, see the muscle percentage at 80%. That shows the real story, right? So I have good metabolic tissue. So they really want me for my BMI to be sub 24. I think I got to be like 140 or 135. And I would look like
skinny.
I would look like a crackhead at that weight. So I can't do that. So don't worry about BMI. BMI is old, outdated, doesn't tell the whole story. Now, if you're obese and your BMI is high, it's pretty accurate.
Right.
I'm talking about if you're somebody that you have good muscle percentage on you and stuff like that, then you'll be all right. But all right. So all right, that's the fitness piece. I want to start with the one I told you with Abuela before I go into the weaponized silence, right? I said we're going to start here. Hold on. Is that it? Is that the one from today that I posted? That I said she's cooking? Okay.
Cook.
Now, hold on. Don't play it yet. So, right, topic is the Chaste conversation, right? And we're still dealing with that. And then we're, even next week, I might have to run this back, and it might have a different subtitle, right? Mm-hmm. Today is authority, order, and the woman who builds, right? We're going to talk about that. I'll tell you, Abuela, this sister has been on fire. I think she's found a little niche with this stuff. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And she said a lot in this clip, and I got to respect it. I think this is a clip from her. She made a business out of this. Mm-hmm. It's called the Wife School.
Right.
Oh, wow.
And she charges, and I think she gives, and I'm not trying to say for y'all to go to her. She's into the Christianity piece. She has the wife piece, right? We have that knowledge and that information here. The sisters just got to apply it, right? And we have it for free.
Yep.
For free.
We have it for free in the programs that we have. Yeah. So she's going to quote some scriptures and stuff like that. So don't freak out over it, because you're going to see her with her head uncovered. You're going to see her speaking emphatically and stuff like that. I want you to listen to the overall message, because I feel that it coming from a woman might hit the sisters a little different. and for brothers to have some inspiration that there are women that will embrace it. Right. There are women that will embrace it. Don't assume that every sister in here, first I gotta say that to you single brothers. Don't assume that every sister in here understands submission and what it's about. Some of you are in marriages now and your wives still don't understand submission. All right. So, but we're gonna try to help them. We're gonna try to help them understand that. All right. At least as much as we can to the part that we do. The rest has to come through application and stuff like that. And we're gonna run back some of the verses and some of the scriptures from last week. And maybe even a couple of the clips from last week, but we're going to keep progressing with this theme because I think my overall goal with this aspect of it, because I'm gonna get on brothers when I'm ready to get on brothers, but more men, and I know there's gonna be some sisters that got some jacked up husbands right now in the spirit, and they might disagree, but more men generally are more in order in Israel right now than the women are. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying that there aren't men that are out of order. Right. But the solution isn't for us as men to try to fix your husbands. That the headship and the way that headship works, when we read that in 1 Corinthians 11:3, let's get that. It shows you whose job it is to make the changes in the other individual. Right? Or at least let me say, teach those changes to the other individual, right? 1 Corinthians 11:3, come on.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 11 and verse 3. But I would have you know that the head of every man is Christ.
Right, the head of every man is Christ, come on.
And the head of the woman is the man.
Can we get the visual, IT? Can you be on it, the one with the umbrella, and have that up? I know we ready to rock with this video, but I want to set the stage, right? So read it from the top again while we have this image on the screen. Go ahead, come on.
But I would have you know that the head of every man is Christ. And the head of the woman is the man.
The head of the woman is the man, come on.
And the head of Christ is God.
And the head of Christ is God. So he's letting you know that everybody has a head, except for the God, right? Except for the God, right? Because Christ is a God to us. And then you have the God, which is the Father. Right?
Grandfather.
And even Christ is subject to an authority, is what he's telling you, right? You read that. Can we get that in John 5:20, right? Just to prove that Christ has a head and he works under that headship.
The book of St. John, chapter 5 and verse 20.
That's it, right? I can of my own self do nothing.
Yes, sir.
Come on.
For the Father loveth the Son, and showeth him all things that himself doeth.
So when he says he showeth him all things that himself doeth, that's the teaching. That goes back to what we read in Ephesians about if they be taught by Christ.
Right.
God gives the directives. God raised them up. God gave him the mission and all of that. And then he said, now go and do it with confidence, right? Go ahead, come on.
And he will show him greater works than these, that ye may marvel.
Come on.
For as the Father raiseth up the dead, and quickeneth them, even so the Son quickeneth whom he will.
Right. Is that
Verse
the one
30.
I said I want? It's 30. That's it. Thank you. Y'all know I don't be quoting. I get into proximity, but I don't hit the bullseye often, right? Now jump to 30, but that's good. I'm glad you read that because now 30 makes more sense, right? Go ahead, come on.
Verse 30.
We're dealing with headship, right? Why we read what we read in first, because I feel like we read 1 Corinthians 11:3, and a lot of the innate rebellious nature of sisters, right? Because you are of your mother, Eve, okay? She's the mother of all.
Come on.
So you are of your mother, Eve. That innate, sisters, you got to embrace that there is an innate propensity for you to be rebellious. And I think if you try to deny that, even the best of you, and what I mean the best of you, because the righteous is more excellent as a neighbor. Any of you sisters that's working on repentance is excellent according to the scriptures, right? But I'm talking about even the best of you who might have a better grasp on submission and everything else, have it in you. And you can never, ever take for granted that there's that part of you in there that can come out. It's kind of like the Hulk with Bruce Banner, right?
I'm always,
you got to know that in the right circumstances, the Hulk can come out, right? The Hulk can come out, and you have to have things in place to keep it in. Because what does Bruce Banner try to do? He try to you cracking up because you're thinking about a big, strong sister
With a green mask on,
right?
At
You just had the visual, right?
Yeah.
So you have to acknowledge that you're of your mother Eve, and that all of you have that in you, right? It's that epigenetics that all it takes is the right trait. It's passed on.
Right.
right? It's passed on. That's why Satan knew to attack the marriage from that angle.
Right.
Right?
Right.
And it doesn't mean you throw the whole thing away. That's why I'm spending the time doing these classes. And I'm starting with the woman first because as the man, that's what I'm supposed to do. Right. But you have to embrace it and realize that, because if you can't embrace that there's that possibility, it's kind of like AA. Like, you got to realize that there is a potential for a problem.
Yep.
Yeah.
You'll never be able to really apply this the way you need to. Right now, so we read how God deals with Christ. Because a lot of times we read that 1 Corinthians 11:3, and I think sisters think we're just beating them over the head to show them who's the boss. It's heavier than that. It's heavier than that. And as I continue to broach these topics and the themes that I'll do when we start doing the new segment that we're gonna put out, the marriage hour, you're gonna see what we're going to kind of deal with in that regard, right? Hey, this is a beautiful one too. I do like this, the godly order, right? Go ahead. Now read 30. Come on.
Verse 30. I can of my own self do nothing. As I hear, I judge. And my judgment is just, because I seek not mine own will, but the will of the Father which hath sent me.
Right. And that's heavy, because get me Ephesians 5:22. This is why you have to understand this part of it. And I was touching on this last week, but I was trying to get a lot of information in, right? He says, we just read in John 5:30, he says, I can of my own self do nothing. As I hear, I judge, and my judgment is just, because I seek not my own will. He said he judges, and his judgment is just. That means the decisions he makes, what he does, is just, because he don't seek his own will. He seeks the will of his head, right? You have to understand that part, because this is submission. This is Christ's submission to the Father. Likewise, then, the man should have the same submission to Christ.
Right.
And then this is what leads us to why Paul says this in Ephesians 5:22. Go ahead, come on.
The book of Ephesians, chapter 5 and verse 22. Wives, submit yourselves unto your own husbands.
And he doesn't stop there and say submit yourselves unto your own husbands. Going with this theme of what we read in John 5 just now. Go ahead, come on.
As unto the Lord.
As unto the Lord. He's saying you submit to your husband the same way your husband submits to the Lord Christ, and the same way Christ submits to the Lord.
Right.
Right? This is what it has to be. And the way you understand that is when he says, I can do nothing of my own self. As I hear, I judge, and my judgment is just. You are justified because I seek not my own will.
That part.
Get me that, a man and wife that agreed together. The three things I was beautified. This is really what he's talking about when he says agree together.
The book of Sirach, chapter 25 and verse 1.
Understand, submission is not just submission to your husband. The lowest form of submission, and it's still submission, it's the stepping stool to godly submission, is you do it to preserve the peace. And I know that's where most sisters are at right now.
To preserve.
They just do it.
Right.
Right? It's like, just do it. Like, why are you going to fight over something so small with your husband? Just do it. Right. And they'll just do it. What happens is if you stay on that step, what you really wind up doing without growing the spiritual understanding of submission as unto the Lord, right? Let's not forget that part, because everything hinges on that part, as unto the Lord. You grow bitter inside of you, because what you feel like is that you're just taking stuff instead of using that as a stepping stool or a platform to build yourself to then grow into the submission, because there's strength in submission, sisters. Weak women don't submit. Strong women do.
Damn.
Right? Weak women don't submit. Strong women do. How do I know that? How can I say that? Not being a woman, I don't need to be a woman. I submit to Christ every day.
Come on.
And I understand the strength that takes, because that which I do not, right? That goes into Romans 7, right?
Yeah.
The things that I have to fight and resist in myself daily prove to me that it's doable. And when it gets to the point where those things then become small, that they don't faze me anymore, that's when I know that I've grown in the spirit in submission to Christ, my head, right?
Right.
If you still feel a way about the way you have to submit to your husbands, you're still on that stepping stool of just doing it to do it. And that was only meant ever to be as a growth mechanism, as a training wheels. If you stay on just doing it for the sake of doing it, you're gonna grow bitter and horrible inside of yourself, and you're not gonna grow in the spirit and be magnified in the spirit that you need to be.
So it's done grudgingly. That's what it is.
It will eventually be done grudgingly. It will eventually be done grudgingly, right? Where we at?
The book of Sirach, chapter 25 and verse 1.
Uh-huh.
In 3 things I was beautified and stood up beautiful both before God.
Remember, we read John 5:30. I'm tying that where it says to submit as unto the Lord. And I'm telling you that he says, and my judgment is just. He is justified in his judgment because he doesn't seek his own will. Christ seeks the will of the Father.
Right.
So likewise, the wife should not seek her own will. And somebody foreign hearing this is going to say, you're telling your woman to be zombies or nothing. No. Oh, let me tell you, a well-rounded, godly woman. That's why Proverbs 31 says, who can find that virtuous woman? Her price is far above rubies. We're not talking about Stepford wives. We're not talking about robots. A woman who submits to her husband as unto the Lord, willingly and wholeheartedly, there's nothing more beautiful. And that's what we're going to read right now. Go ahead, come on.
In 3 things I was beautified and stood up beautiful both before God and men. The unity of brethren. The love of neighbors. A man and a wife that agree together.
Right, and agree together. Women hear that and they say, see, 50-50. See, that means he agrees with my perspective and my point of view. This goes back to how last week I spoke about how the woman has power in her influence, right? A woman has power in her influence.
Right.
And the influence is her chaste conversation done in the godly order, right? So when it says a husband and wife that agree together, he finds beautiful. Why? Because it aligns with what we read. Let's go all the way back to 1 Corinthians 11:3. And you could put that godly order thing. See, it's up for me, but it's not up for the people. This should have been up the whole time while I'm talking about this to create the visual. And I know you guys have your IT standards, but do a picture-in-picture or something. And if IT gives you a hard time, tell them that's what I wanted. All right. I'm looking at myself on the damn broadcast instead of the picture.
Right.
People see me enough. Trying to hit the different
faculties.
I'm being moved by the picture that's in front of me, but nobody's seeing it. I just realized all this time.
Right.
Jesus.
I saw him
Bananas.
looking at it like.
And then I just realized, I said, what the hell is this? Right? This is the godly order, right? You could go up since Christ's head is so brilliant and bright, we can't see it. You could just go up a little bit so that they can see the kids. Can we? There we go. That's good. Hey, zoom it a little more and then go up again. That's good.
That's grandpa.
There you go. Stop. That's good, right? Go ahead.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 11 and verse 3. But I would have you know that the head of every man is Christ.
Right. So you see this visual here. The head of every man is Christ. Go ahead. Come on.
And the head of the woman is the man. And the head of Christ is God.
Right. And the head of Christ is God. And that's so profound that that's said, because behind that comes understanding the real power of submission. And it takes strength to do that, to seek not your own.
Right.
To seek not your own, that takes strength. We were just talking about dieting.
Yeah.
Right.
It takes strength to not eat the roll of Oreos.
Right.
Because your own wants to eat the freaking, or the cheesecake standing by the fridge, or whatever it is that you want to freaking indulge in.
That's it.
It takes strength. But it's so rewarding over time if you follow the other path, right? If you follow the other path. Now, go to the Abuela video. Let's hear her out. I'm going to do my best to not interrupt her. I might just play it. How long is it? Nah, I might have to stop you. I might have to stop you here and there. But listen to her good. I'm going to try to wait before I stop. All right? Go ahead.
Fool yourself.
Stop for a second. I'm sorry. Wait. See, I already stopped you.
1 second in.
Oh, man. Don't start getting me talking about food. Jay is yourself Philly cheesesteaks. Man, they ain't nothing like a good Philly cheesesteak, boy.
Oh, I know what's up.
They ain't nothing like a good Hey, if you from the Bronx, they ain't nothing like a chopped cheese. That's like our version of a Philly cheesesteak. See, we couldn't afford ribeye in a cheesesteak, so we took the ground beef and we made like a cheesesteak out of it. You ever had a chopped cheese?
I don't think so.
You know, man, there's a spot that they opened up not too far from me. It's called Out of Bronx. Put it on the list so we can go. Put it on the list. So
Out of Bronx.
Called
Out of Bronx.
Out of Bronx. OUTTA. Out of Bronx. And the dude's from the Bronx. I haven't been. I've seen it online and stuff like that, and people have spoken about it.
Oh, shit.
And he has all like the bodega food, like what we would eat at the bodega. He has chopped cheeses.
Wow.
Chopped cheese is it's a bootleg Philly cheesesteak. The Boulé Philly cheesesteak. It's but it's made with ground beef.
Interesting.
Like you cut up the cheese, you cut up 2 burger patties, and you throw cheese and seasonings and sauce on it. You serve it just like, and it's served the same way on that. But anyway, stop, man. Don't be mentioning food. You know I'm a foodie. Stop it. Where we at? Where'd I say go? Abuela. But first, let me look at this. Thank you. See, the food derail me, bro. See? I know what it is to be strong and resist.
Right.
Stay disciplined.
Wives, your husband is not the problem. Your lack of self-accountability is. And let me just preface this before she says this. And she's going to mention it too. And I hate that I have to do it, but I realize it's necessary to do it. It's kind of like the thing where Black Lives, and we know the Black Lives Matter as the organization was BS, but what the message was trying to represent was to bring awareness to a segment of the population that was disenfranchised. Right. And people that were triggered by it came up with all lives matter.
Right.
That's the same thing that happens when I bring stuff up like this up and sisters want to say, but my husband is like this, but my husband is like that. Well, first off, I'll say this. You chose that man. All right? When you opened your legs, you chose that man. Whether you did it in righteousness and the truth, and then you're realizing the weight and battle that marriage is, because Satan's in the midst of marriages to try to disrupt them.
Yep.
You let him hit it raw.
That's that joint.
Damn, that's cold-blooded. Damn. Pipe down.
That's what happened. Right.
And if you did it backdoor in the truth, even more on you. And if you did it in the world and you're trying to adjust now, the point is you permitted that man.
Yep.
Right? Because you have your agency to open the legs or not.
Yep.
Right? And you did. And you permitted that man. And then everything that comes with it. Right? And then now you realize, oh, snap. There's a lot more that comes with it. Than just a romance piece, right?
Right.
And I don't know if y'all got a chance to go back and watch my class on marriage before romance. I keep saying that it sets a good foundation for anything else that I'm going to continue to bring out. I might run it back for next new moon and finish it.
Yeah, that thing was fire.
I gotta see. I don't know.
I got quotes for days.
I gotta see. I gotta see. It's a lot of stuff. All right. But you have to understand something. Even the husband that is problematic, even the husband that's not doing things right, there's so much power you have in your submission for God to have his eyes on that marriage and deal with the man, because it's Christ's job to deal with the man.
Right.
It's Christ's job to deal with the man. And there's so much. I'm not saying it'll fix all your problems, but it'll put you in a position where you're more strengthened spiritually and with the Lord if you want something from your Lord. To be moved in a certain way. Because if it's right, if it's just, if it's according to his will, the Lord will answer those prayers. Right. Because he'll see that your husband's doing wrong. And it's not to say that you can't come to the church for counsel. You can't come to the leaders for counsel. But sisters who have come for counsel, at least with me and the brothers, the way I trained them up here, know that you will be scrutinized as well. You're not just going to come up with a complaint about your husband and don't think that things about you and your behavior are going to come out. And it's not to say that it invalidates his poor behavior, but his behavior changing, if it is legitimately something that he needs to do better, more in the spirit, has no bearing, and it won't have the same permanence if you're not in that subjection to his headship. If you're not in your submission as unto the Lord. Right. And I've said this before. Many of you have not tried it. You've tried the stepping stool where you just stomach it, so to speak, for lack of a better term, rather than grow in the spirit to be of his mind, right? To be according to his will. All right. So it says your lack of self-accountability is the problem. I had to say that because I know there's some, I've seen it. There's some Negroes amongst us.
With niggas, I mean nigga people.
That don't act and carry themselves the way that they should according to the scriptures. But the women have yet to apply the prescription that the scripture says, as we read in 1 Peter.
Right.
about how they can win them over with the chaste conversation.
Right.
Because the chaste conversation is not just conversation. You cannot be a woman that is not submissive and think that your conversation is chaste. They go hand in hand.
Right.
You can't have one without the other in both ways. So a lot of times I'll hear sisters in passing speak about how to be chaste conversation, and it sounds like a hack. Use this word. Speak like this. Speak like that. When it really should be something that comes naturally out of the submissive nature of what you're doing. Right. When you grow up in the spirit, us being under Christ's headship, we don't have to worry about the words. We don't premeditate the words that we speak to him.
Right.
It's just in us.
It's just in us, right? Like when you pray and you're in the spirit, right? Because you're known here, at least in Phoenix, for some pretty good prayers, right? I can tell the difference in your prayers versus somebody else who's forced because he's thinking about what he wants to say because it doesn't come from that place of submission to Christ, right? So that's why, you know, people who have like those powerful prayers, they're touching on certain points in the moment because they know that they're aligning themselves with that headship. Yeah. And this goes back to what we said in the beginning. I'm going to tie it in, even though it wasn't really about the class. This is how you then are moved by the Holy Spirit to say things. You're moved by the Holy Spirit in your prayer. You're moved by the Holy Spirit in what you teach and how you say things and how you carry yourself. Right. And as a wife, you're moved by the Holy Spirit to the proper submission if you let it in and you let yourself submit, right? Yeah. Get me that in Wisdom of Solomon 1. The Holy Spirit of discipline flees deceit.
The Book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 1.
I know everybody's waiting for the video, but all right, go ahead, come on.
Verse 5. For the Holy Spirit of discipline will flee deceit and remove from thoughts that are without understanding.
Right. So you what it is you're trying to play a game with it. And you're right, sis. Once sis said that sounds like a lot of wordplay or manipulation. I've heard that. I've heard say this, speak softly, and those aren't wrong by themselves.
Right.
But that's just the dressing. If the foundation behind it is deceitful, if the foundation behind it is not revolved around submission as unto the Lord, submission to your husband as unto the Lord, then it won't last. It'll last for a season, maybe a couple weeks, maybe a couple months.
Right.
And you will get agitated again, and your behavior will dictate how your husband moves in the house. Right? And you also got to remember that these things take time after that. You can't expect that years of behavior get fixed in 2 weeks or even 2 months.
Good point, yeah.
Well, I tried it and it didn't work.
Right.
It says none of these shall fail. So if you're really in the spirit and applying this thing the right way, and that's what I'm trying to get at. This is what I'm saying when marriage is not gone into in the way that it needs to be. When I did the romance thing, the part that I didn't get to spend more time on, and I'm remiss for that, but I'll correct that in future classes and iterations. The part that I didn't get to spend more time on was the message I was really trying to convey, and it's in the title, Marriage Before Romance. The romance is built when the foundation of the order of marriage is strong.
Right.
Then all that other stuff. And I would prefer that we don't call it romance, but we call it the joyfulness of marriage.
Right.
Because understanding that romance comes from Rome now, I feel like I don't like that word no more.
It's like blasphemy now.
It's blasphemy now, right?
Yes.
You know? So in dealing with that, what I'm saying is that the things that are joyful in a marriage can't be like the cart before the horse.
Right.
You have to have this foundation that we're building on. Then the rest of that stuff becomes beautiful in the marriage, right? Because everything else clicks the way it needs to be. And you don't fix it by going out on dates. You don't fix it by taking a vacation. Those are the things that should derive naturally from finding the enjoyment of living in the everyday.
Right.
There was a quote I was looking at. I don't know if I came up with it or I saw it. I don't be knowing sometimes. Sometimes in a moment I have a thought and I speak it. Let me look it up. I'm going to get to my video. Let me see if I can find it here.
Hey, Deacon, as you find that, I was thinking about what you mentioned in 1 Peter 3. When women say, oh, well, I tried that, but then you see that nothing is changing, now you have to ask, the question is, when you tried this said submission that you said you did, was it with good intent?
And was it as unto the Lord?
Was it as unto the Lord? Was it just like you said? Was it just words that somebody told you to say?
No, because let me tell you something. I don't even want to get into the body language because The body language will take care of itself if you submit as unto the Lord.
Your mindset.
That's I get you, and I get what you're saying. But what they're trying to do is check the box.
That's it.
And I think she says it when we show the video. When you don't do it in true submission, you're checking the box. And checking the box won't work long term, right? This was the quote. I don't know if I saw it or maybe I mishmashed it up with my own words. If she can't handle the ordinary day-to-day life of what marriage is like, what the real relationship is like most days, work, wake up early, if there's kids involved, handle kids, handle your husband, handle your kids, handle the house, handle your stuff, all the Proverbs 31 stuff, right? She will destroy the extraordinary life that she could have from that.
Absolutely.
If she can't handle ordinary day-to-day life, she will destroy an extraordinary life that she could potentially have in that marriage. Damn. And that includes everything else that you want and derive that comes from it, right? Because if in the world the man had the propensity to woo you in evilness because he wanted to get in your pants, how much more powerful do you think that would be in love? If you were a type of woman that liked flowers, man, if you can nail the day-to-day with your husband in submission to him as unto the Lord,
right.
you're going to get flowers without ever having to ask for it.
You ain't even got to ask.
You're going to get the vacations. You're going to get all those things that you want when you really submit to him as unto the Lord, right? We know that from the example with Christ and God.
Yeah.
If our ways are pleasing unto him, he going to grant us the desires of our heart.
Right.
But somehow, nope, and it got to be now. It got to be if I don't see instant gratification, right? They don't want to rock with it. They don't want to do it, right? So that also reminds me, right? Where it says if she can't handle ordinary day to day, how she would destroy the extraordinary life. Let's get Luke 16:10. I know I got my videos, but we're gonna move how the Spirit move.
The book of Luke, chapter 16 and verse 10. He that is faithful in that which is least is faithful also in much. And he that is unjust in the least is unjust also in much.
The least thing that God requires of you is to be in subjection to your own husband.
Right.
This goes back to why we use the word just, like when we were reading John 5:30, right? Where he says, I judge this way and I'm just, and my judgment is just. Doesn't just mean his judgment because Christ has the power to condemn us, but it means the judgment. It kind of goes into it, says, judge not lest you be judged, right? Right? Because what it means is that if you're moving in the right spirit, then there's nothing for you to be judged on.
Right.
That's really, in the most simplest terms, without going precept and everything, what that language is really saying, right? And people somehow come with only God can judge me from that. That's not what it's saying. It says, judge not lest you be judged. And as you read on, what those verses really are articulating, that is if you move in the right spirit, there's nothing to judge you on, right? Walk in the fruits of the Spirit, and thus you fulfill ye the law.
And at the end it says, against such there is no law.
There is no law. That goes with judge not lest ye be judged. Right? Because then there's nothing to judge you an error against, because you're moving in the right way. So there'll be nothing to judge the wife on if she's just. If you are unjust in the least, you will also be unjust in much.
Right. That fits perfectly what you said. The least for them is doing the everyday.
Every day.
And the Bible tells you, guide the house, bear children. This is the basic necessities for a woman.
I'm going to give you a different version of the quote. I'm going to read my quote again, and I'm going to give you a reworded version of it, right? So remember, I said if she can't handle ordinary day-to-day life, she will destroy the extraordinary life, the joyfulness, romantic, for lack of a better term, that you want to have in that life. Another way to put it, maybe this will help understand it a little better, extraordinary lives are destroyed when ordinary responsibilities are neglected. Right? And it goes with that Luke 16:10, okay? And that same theme applies, right? That same theme applies throughout. So now, what the title on this video says, wives, your husband is not the problem, your lack of self-accountability is, right? Play Abuela.
You fool yourself when you believe that somehow you can judge your husband for what his lack of accountability to God when you have never been accountable to God. I'm not saying that your husbands are perfect, but I know for a fact that they got many issues. But his issue is not your issue. His issue.
I prefaced it. I gave the long preface. I'm not saying that us as men don't have issues.
Right.
But my issues are not your issues. My issues are Christ.
Damn.
It's for Christ to see and correct me on that.
And correct you.
Right? That's what my issues are for. He is my head.
Right.
There is no headship, doesn't have a co-head.
That's a great point.
So there ain't no, do you see the wrong in you?
Ouch.
We ain't talking about me. And it's not your job to tell me those things. Now, look, I'm not saying that if a husband's blatantly about to commit some sin, that a wife shouldn't be like, yo, husband,
Right.
the law says this, the law says that.
Right. That's strong tower.
That's strong tower.
That's a strong tower against death. You know what I'm talking about.
Right.
I'm talking about when it's time to deal with you, you want to bring everything up about him. Right?
Shut your black lips.
Right. Run it one more again.
You better shut your black lips.
Oh, man, I love Bishop Nathaniel. Shout out to Bishop Nathaniel, right? His issues, his problems, his lack of accountability is not your issue. Is Christ's issue, right? Go ahead, come on.
Take him to God and ask God to deal with
Run
him.
it back
But
to
you
10
can't
seconds because she's talking fast and I know I'm stopping you, but go ahead.
that your husbands are perfect, but I know for a fact that they got many issues. But his issue is not your issue. His issue with you is for you to take him to God and ask God to deal with him. But you
Stop,
can't.
you heard that?
Damn.
So when she says take him to God, it don't mean you do something. She says you ask God to deal with him. That's just.
Right.
That is just.
If it's right, because God gonna know if it's right. Remember what we read last
Right.
week in Numbers about if your prayer is just, he could disavow it? You better make sure that if you send up them prayers,
You coming in the right
you
spirit.
remember that you're under his authority and that your prayers are revolve around right things of what you want to see in that. And let me tell you something. The emphasis really then needs to come back because she's going to touch it onto your own self-accountability. But go ahead.
Husband when you haven't even begun to deal with
Run
yourself.
it back. Remember I said when we stop, you got to run back a couple seconds because she's talking fast, so we're clipping it. So you got to run it back just 3 seconds when I tell you just. So just have it ready as I'm talking. Put your slider back 3 seconds. All right, go ahead.
Not your issue. His issue with you is for you to take him to God and ask God to deal with him. But you can't ask God to deal with your husband when you haven't even begun to deal with yourself.
Stop.
Damn, that's what you said earlier.
You cannot ask God to deal with your husband if you haven't dealt with yourself. So that's why I said be careful when you bring your prayer up about what your husband might have wrong. And you haven't even addressed yourself. Don't be like that the Pharisee that prayed and said, I'm perfect, I fast, I do this in a
I
day.
ain't like this brother right here.
I'm not like this publican over here.
Yeah,
Right?
Samaritan, yeah.
That was the publican.
Oh, publican, right, yeah.
And but the publican went up and he said, I'm this, I'm that. He acknowledged all his fault. And Christ said, who was more right?
Right.
Who was more right? You can't roll in that spirit, right? Go ahead, come on.
Husband when you haven't even begun to deal with yourself. John 14:15, if you love me, keep my commandments. It says also don't just be hearers of the word, but doers also, fooling yourself. You fool yourself when you believe that somehow you can judge your husband for what his lack of accountability to God when you have never been accountable to God.
Stop. Dang. It goes into like the plank and the beam, right? And I think she's going to talk about it. If I'm not mistaken, it's here that she talks about it. How can you say that your husband is wrong when you've never even showed your accountability to God by submitting to your husband as unto the Lord? You can't do it.
Yeah.
Fix yourself first. And then when you're right, when your obedience is fulfilled, then you can revenge disobedience.
Right, then you can revenge it. That's it.
Then you can send up your prayers. Right? And guess what? God's going to say, you know, sister, you a righteous sister. You doing this. I'm going to deal with my son.
Right.
Christ is going to say, I'm going to deal with.
And that's just.
And that's just.
That's order.
And that's just. Hey, you might not even have to ask for it if you're doing what's right. And that's really the message that I'm trying to get.
That's facts right there.
Right? Go ahead. Come on.
to God when you have never been accountable to God. And then there's another scripture that says, don't look at the speck in your husband's eye. Let me pull that up. It's in Matthew 7, 1 through 5. This is going to get y'all because this is the part that, and look, I'm not saying that I got it right. I don't always get it right now. But what I am not going to do is to look at my husband without looking at myself. Let's look at Matthew 7, 1 through 5. New King James Version. It says, judge not that you be not judged. For what judgment you judge, you will be judged. And with the measure you use, it will be measured back to you. And why do you look at the speck in your brother's eye? Let's change that to the husband's eye. But do not consider the plank in your own eyes. I'm going somewhere. I know a lot of y'all hear that part, but I'm going to go to the part that most of y'all don't pay attention to. Or how can you say to your brother, let me remove the speck from your eyes, and look, a plank is in your own eyes. Now, pay attention. Hypocrite. First remove the plank from your own eyes.
Can you stop? Oh my God, they're so enthralled in there. Only one of them is married in there. They're so freaking enthralled in there. They're not even.
It hurts.
Jeez.
Damn, she go hard.
Run it back because you messed up the stop point. Back. Go ahead.
Y'all don't pay attention to. Or how can you say to your brother, let me remove the speck from your eyes, and look, a plank is in your own eyes. Now, pay attention. Hypocrite.
Stop.
That's what it is.
Y'all need to make a little clip of that. Now, pay attention. Hypocrite. I need that. I need that. We need that as a soundbite. We need that as a soundbite. Listen. That's the big issue that I see. That, and that's why I say if you're going to come up as a woman, you're going to get scrutinized as well. You're a hypocrite because you want to bring them up for the things that your husband has wrong. And I'm not saying that's terribly wrong, but even that should be a last resort. There's so much that you got to do within yourself before you try to bring your husband up or you try to address him on things that he got going on. The first thing you need to do is make sure you're whole.
Right.
Make sure you're all right. Because guess what? What she's really trying to say is you're a hypocrite because you can't see clearly anything that's wrong in him if you can't acknowledge and fix what you have. You understand? Yeah. That's really what it's saying. How could you see the speck when you have a whole beam blocking your whole eye?
Yeah, no vision.
Meaning it's deflection. That's what you're really saying. What Christ is really trying to tell you is that you're trying to deflect. You're trying to deflect from yourself and your own thing. You cannot judge righteous judgment with your whole vision covered up because you're trying to judge him for the same thing, the accountability, but yet you've not taken your accountability. Right. So that means anything you have to bring to the table, it's not even up for discussion.
Right.
It's kind of like, I don't know if y'all saw, if you follow the politics, Pam Bondi, right, with the Epstein files, right? She's the attorney general.
Okay.
And they did a whole inquisition with her in Congress, right?
Right.
And they're backing her in a corner, the senators, right? You got to see some of the clips. Some of you might have seen it if you follow it, right? And they're telling her, well, if you knew all these names are in there, how come you haven't prosecuted anybody? She said, well, how come you're not saying that to the last administration? He goes, oh, they're just accountable too, but guess what? You're in charge now. Damn. So how come you haven't done anybody? Right. And then her response to that then was, I can't believe we're talking about this. Do you know the Dow is at 50,000? And the S&P is at, right? Yeah, bro, what the? We talking about file, all types of craziness in them files. And she starts talking about the Dow. Donald Trump and the Dow Jones doing good.
Smoke screen.
And I started, and people have been using it, and there's been clips. And so maybe if you don't know, you got to go watch the real clip. And there's been people that have took it, and they say, me, when my husband's correcting me. Damn. And the husband's correcting them, and they're like, the Dow is 50,000, this and that, right? That's how they sound. That's crazy. That's how they sound. So you go look up Pam Bondi and the Dow and look for that clip. There's probably a whole bunch of crazy funny stuff gonna come up. But if you look at the real clip, that's the level of deflection that you see. That's the beam and the plank, right? You can't even look at the severity of what you're doing wrong because you're trying to see what your husband's doing wrong. And realize you all types are out of order. And you think God's gonna do what he needs to do, Christ's gonna do what he needs to do in the headship in that? Yeah, right? Come on, play.
your own eyes. Now, pay attention. Hypocrite, first remove the plank from your own eye, then you will see clearly to remove the speck from your brother's eye. The part I want us to focus on, you don't even know who you married to no more. You can't see him clearly with that speck or that plank of offense, unforgiveness, bitterness, anger, envy, jealous. Because a lot of y'all be in y'all marriages and envious and jealous of each other. The other person is doing something you're not doing, your face twist up. In your heart, you don't like it because you want to be recognized. You got.
Let me tell you how that manifests sometimes. There's obviously men responsibilities and women responsibilities, right? And that's the lanes that we drive in. A husband may have a little more latitude or control of his schedule where he could do certain things. And the wife gets frustrated because she feels like she can't do it because of all the things she got to do. Is that the husband's fault?
No.
Right?
She got her role.
She has her role, right? She has to find out how she can participate in something. And it'll manifest itself with saying, well, of course you can say that because you don't have to do all these things that I got to do.
You better shut your black lips.
That's right. Do it one more again.
Damn.
You better shut your black lips.
Yep, I like the doubles on that one. I like the doubles on that one.
Deke, I was just thinking, they don't understand their role, and the proof is what you just said. We have our own lane in which we drive in, they have their own lane. Now, they complain about being at home all day, right? Some women do. I got to do this at home, that at home. But if they understood the scriptures and their role, how many times you read in the scriptures where 1 Timothy 5:14, it says, guide the house, right? Talks about the children. Then in Sirach 26, it says, what is more beautiful than a woman in the ordering of her house?
Ooh, that's good. Bring that out later because I'm going to bring out about the woman that builds in Proverbs 16.
Okay.
And I'm going to bring out the one that's judged wise of all in Sirach 26, I think, right?
So my point is that they don't truly understand their submission, their order. And that's what it is.
That's why I'm going over these
That's why we're going over these things.
My hope is that it'll reach down into one.
Hypocrite!
Hypocrite, right?
We gotta get that soundbite.
We need that soundbite. Come on.
Face twist up. In your heart, you don't like it because you want to be recognized. You got an issue.
Right. In your heart, you don't like it because you want to be recognized. You got an issue. You got an issue.
She got some beats, huh?
Yep. Hey, just a little housekeeping. I just refreshed so I could see 467 watched and only 333 likes. Let's get the likes to equal the watchers.
Right.
Let's get the likes to equal the watchers, right? Now.
Yeah, baby, we live.
What else we got here? Ooh.
Yeah, that was some good stuff right there, boy.
Yeah, she went hard in the paint.
Let me see which order I want to go in. Hold on. Don't move the thing. You know what? I'm going to lighten it up with a little levity. Go to the one about when she learns the word gaslighting. Before I transition to the next segment, let's put a little levity in it. Too much seriousness in one shot melt the sister's brains. Right? Yeah. So I thought this was hilarious, but this is reality, right? Point of view, she learns the word gaslighting. Come on.
Stop it! You are literally gaslighting me right now!
Gaslighting, Maya. I'm reading your own text messages back to you.
See, you're making me feel crazy. That is the definition of gaslighting.
No, making you question reality is gaslighting. Showing you reality is just evidence.
You are such a narcissist. You can never admit you're wrong.
Ah, narcissist. The favorite word of every woman who hates being held accountable.
Wow.
Narcissist, the favorite word of every woman that hates being held accountable. That's the issue. It's like, and you know, they'll try to justify it and they'll be like, damn, it does kind of, if they ever acknowledge, it does kind of only come up when he's correcting me that I all of a sudden want to correct him. Right? And then they don't see the spirituality behind that's Satan in the midst antagonizing things there, right? But go ahead, come on.
Woman who hates being held accountable.
You're crossing my boundaries. I don't feel safe in this conversation.
Safety isn't the issue. Your ego is. You use therapy words as a shield so you never have to say, I'm sorry.
It's called speaking my truth, Arlo. You should respect it.
There is no your truth. There is just the truth, and you are allergic to it.
You're just being toxic. Why do you have to be so logical all the time?
Because feelings change, facts don't. Don't use words you learned on TikTok to diagnose me.
Dang you!
Disagreeing with you is not abuse, Maya. It's just reality.
Disagreeing with you is not abuse. It's just reality.
It's fire.
Some good stuff.
That's a heavy.
And
heavy
then,
quote.
I feel unheard. I feel this. I feel that. How about take the plank out your eye first? And then all things will be where they need to be. I'm still going to go into weaponized silence, but first go up to the one when a man stops caring, right? Left. Yep, I think Tobias had posted this one, and I thought it was fantastic. We're going to listen to the whole thing, all right? Go ahead.
When a man stops fighting for you, understand something. He didn't stop caring. You taught him his effort doesn't matter. Every gesture dismissed. Every attempt to lead met with resistance or criticism. That isn't him giving up on you. That's him finally accepting the pattern. Men don't bond through talking about feelings. They bond through action, through providing, through showing up and having that presence felt. When a man
and I think that's something that it would do you women really good to always remember, because when you get into your emotional shift, and I get it, in general, we tend to frame things from the perspective of how we experience them.
Right.
But that's not the reality of how you deal with people. And especially when you're dealing with the opposite sex, masculine energy and feminine energy. Men don't deal with things by talking and sharing their feelings. Doesn't mean he's closed off and doesn't want to speak to you. As a matter of fact, he might, but a man is just not really fully equipped to articulate his feelings to that extent. We do things by presence. We do things by, that's why like there's a safety around that brotherhood. There's a preference around that brotherhood because two brothers that are in sync can comfort each other without ever having to sit there and do a whole like squat session talking about, you know, oh, this, that, and the other, and this is what's happening, this, that, and the other. Right.
Yeah.
You know, like and let me tell you, it could be handled like this between two brothers talking. Hey, how you been? Man, you know, this, and this is happening. You know, all right. You don't even respect the response or comforting words in return. It just felt nice that
that's facts.
That you could just say it to somebody. That somebody asked and they listened.
Right.
Like they, you know, like how you doing? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I don't think. And it's like, this is why we try to tell you, I don't think women can ever fully understand. Nigga say, well, you don't understand what a woman goes through. No, as the man in your head, we kind of can to some extent. I'm not saying we can walk in those shoes because we don't have that feminine energy, but we see it. I don't think they understand innately how it is for a man to deal with life and day to day and expectations and how we got to manage stuff. They think it's just that we go on about our day and nothing phases us and so on and so forth. And it's not. We're affected by everything.
Right.
We just process it and deal with it different, right? And it's not because of something that we were taught to hold the feelings in and stuff like that. I do think well-adjusted men can be able to speak about certain things, right? And bring it out. But it's not the little tear session that women have, right?
Now, pay attention. Hypocrite.
He pulled it out. Run it back a few seconds to the beginning of when she said that thing.
That isn't him giving up on you. That's him finally accepting the pattern. Men don't bond through talking about feelings. They bond through action, through providing, through showing up and having that presence felt. When a man offers his time, his resources, his protection, and you treat it like it's expected instead of valued, something inside him shifts. Not dramatic.
Man, you heard that?
That shit.
So while it's not wrong, it is expected.
Right.
But when you treat it like it's expected and not valued. See, there's a small distinction from that. Let me stop for a second because I don't think everybody's going to get that. It is expected. A man should provide those things, right? As a bare minimum, right? A man should provide those things. But when you don't respect it, when you treat it as the expectation, and there's not the acknowledgement through your actions and the submission as unto the Lord, it triggers something in him, right? Go ahead.
Instead of valued, something inside him shifts. Not dramatically, quietly. He doesn't announce he's pulling back. He just stops extending himself into spaces where he's not honored. That is self-preservation.
Stop. So, you know, a lot of times the women be like, well, why don't you want to sit with me? Why don't you want to be with me? Well, I've learned a pattern. We've learned a pattern.
Right.
Right? And it's not done vindictively. right? Because I'm going to show you what women do that's done vindication. Although there are some brothers that do that nonsense, the weaponized silence. It's mostly a woman trait. We just see the pattern, and then we slowly adjust to it.
Right.
I've said it in other terms before. The man will give you the version of himself that he needs to survive.
Right.
And when he sees the pattern and he learns what's there, there's a pullback.
Right.
And the pullback happens because, and then you're like, oh, well, you did it. And, there's the woman with the lack of accountability, right?
Yep.
Always going to blame it on the guy, not realizing, what did I do to put the man in this position? Because let me tell you something. Men, by and large, as much as there's this misnomer that they're the ones that have the most infidelity, men, by and large, honor marriage more, and they'll stick it out more, right? In truth, the dynamic changes a little bit because we know there's no divorce, but let's just look at it in general. Men, by and large, they'll stay for the kids. They'll stay for the marriage. They'll stay to try to keep the bond together and all that stuff like that. Women go on this liberation journey. It's pushed all around them, and they see all this type of information and all this therapies. I was watching Mr. and Mrs. Smith, the one with Childish Gambino. Well, Donald Glover now. He's done with that, I think, Childish Gambino. It's on Amazon. And it basically takes the whole Mr. and Mrs. Smith theme as far as them being agents married to each other.
Yep.
Except they know about it. And the show is not so much about espionage as it is about the ups and downs of a couple in a relationship. I think it's brilliant. And I'm thinking the way it was pitched, like I think it was nominated for like 16 Emmys. And so if you, a lot of dialogue, but there's good action and it's funny, certain parts. But what it's amazing to me because the whole show is actually about a married couple and the stages we go through, where it's exciting, where it's awkward and you're curious in the beginning, then it's hot and heavy, and then the stress of job and work. Their job just happens to be assassinations and espionage and other stuff like that, right? But it's still work. And I think I just watched episode 6. There's 8 episodes.
Great.
In episode 6, the whole episode revolves around couples therapy. And you see that dynamic. And if you don't watch the series at all, but you just watch episode 6, there's so much, if you take what I've been going over and you watch that episode, and it goes to show you the commonality of these type of issues and where the problems lie. But what you do catch from it is that a lot of that modern therapy disrupts the order of the way the Lord has things set up.
It caters to the woman.
Right. It caters to the woman a lot. And while you do see some elements in that, it was actually pretty telling because it shows him as the man. Men accept more accountability for things than women give them credit for. Right. And that episode kind of showed that because she acknowledged him a lot and some of the things that he said, and she was still being a freaking pain in the ass about most of the stuff, right? It's very nuanced. It's very nuanced. And, I used to be into acting and stuff in another life. And so I can kind of appreciate good dialogue. I know some people can't sit through a movie that talks a lot. I love it, especially when the dialogue is good, right? Like it's just
the storylines there,
right? And then you just see the way that the actors kind of do it. It brings me back to like kind of why I liked acting so much at one time. But I think the show is brilliant. It can move slow at sometimes because it's dialogue heavy and you're thinking that you're watching an action espionage series, and it's not. It's almost like that. That's just that just made the whole thing interesting. I think it's clever. I think it's brilliantly written. I think it's fantastic. I can see why it's got so much accolades for it, right? I don't know that the trailer's gonna do it justice, though. I mean, if you want to show it to people, I guess you can. I don't want to lose the thought. We'll probably have to run back the chick that we're looking at, but you can show it in case nobody knows what I'm talking about.
I'm Jay.
I'm John. Banking card and marriage registration.
Something that can make you do
We're married.
Yeah, I guess we're married.
Make you do right.
They didn't bring up the we'd be paired until the last interview.
It's an old KGB tactic. And you draw less attention as a couple.
Very romantic.
What is it that you two do?
We're software engineers. Administer single dose, no casualties.
What?
You think if the company hadn't matched you, you'd be compatible?
You're sitting underneath a shelter I made. I made this fire. I got you this fish.
Shelter, food, fire, water. No.
Maybe. Work, life, romance. They're all part of the same project.
You said you loved me.
Yeah, you did too.
We're about to die.
So you didn't mean it?
No, I do.
That's cool.
Don't do that.
Sorry.
Hey, let me tell you, no, I think it's brilliant because the preview, most people are looking at it, they're looking at it from the action perspective, right? And it's not really about that.
Right.
I'm telling you, like that's the vehicle that drives it forward.
Right.
It's a freaking couple show, and it shows the dynamic of marriage. Right. Modern marriage without the Bible in it. Right. But what's telling about that is that it through that art, through that forum, you actually see like, damn, how much is my marriage really in the scriptures versus looking like what's going on the screen right here. You know, yeah. It's really good. It's really, really good. Run her back from the beginning. Let's get back onto this.
When a man stops fighting for you, understand something. He didn't stop caring. You taught him his effort doesn't matter.
Stop. So you taught him his effort doesn't matter by and she's gonna say every gesture dismissed, everything, right? That lack of acknowledgement in certain things, right? Go ahead, come on.
Every gesture dismissed. Every attempt to lead met with resistance or criticism. That isn't him giving up on you. That's him finally accepting the pattern. Men don't bond through talking about feelings. They bond through action, through providing, through showing up and having that presence felt. When a man offers his time, his resources, his protection, and you treat it like it's expected instead of valued, something inside him shifts. Not dramatically, quietly. He doesn't announce he's pulling back. He just stops extending himself into spaces where he's not honored. That is self-preservation. That is maturity. And here's what women miss. A good man doesn't need you to perform or be perfect. He needs you to receive what he gives with grace. He needs
that part right there. Damn.
A good man doesn't need you to perform or be perfect. Golly, if I had $1 for every time I've been in a council and I hear a woman's retort is, "Oh, you just like you want me to be perfect."
Yep.
It's not what he's asking for. He's asking for submission as unto the Lord. Right. That shows your innate rebellious nature that you feel like you have to be perfect. Again, it goes back to looking at yourself and your kind. I don't understand this thing with women and this thing to want to change the man. It's insane. It's freaking insane. Run it back a few seconds. That part again. Come on.
What he gives with grace.
He wants you to
needs
receive
his effort
what he gives with grace
to be met with appreciation, not demands for more. When you weaponize his consistency, when you take his stability for granted, you create the very distance you'll later cry about.
Stop. The distance you cry about, you created. When you weaponize the stability that he brings, when you weaponize what he provides, right? It's not measured in material things. But if you have a level of stability in your house, right? Don't mean you got to have all extravagant things, right? But your chief things are provided for. It's not abundance, but it's not a struggle either, right? You have the peace of mind. You have the things that you need. The stuff is there. I'm not talking about that the days are hard and they're long and all these other stuff and things like that. That needs to be acknowledged and appreciated. You can't be trying to like just kind of put that to the side. And this goes into what she's saying, how when you treat those things that he brings as expected versus appreciated, it's just appreciation.
Right.
Appreciation, respect.
Goes a long way.
Loyalty.
Yep.
Right? Run it back a few. Come on.
When you take his stability for granted, you create the very distance you'll later cry about.
Right. So you create that. You take that for granted, and then you see him in the version of him that he needs to kind of function and keep those things present. Right. And keep those things present in the household.
Yep.
And then you're like, oh my gosh, you're in your own world, and you're this and you're that, and I mean, if you really go back and look at it, you created this environment, because who's in charge of the environment in the house? The woman. Right? Which I'm going to segue into it. Who's in charge of the environment in the house? The woman. Go ahead. Come on.
You'll later cry about. Men don't go cold because they're heartless. They go cold because warm doesn't work when it's not reciprocated. If he's still showing up, still trying, honor that before he stops trying altogether. Energy matches energy every single time.
And that goes back to, like, you were talking about playing tennis, the hitting it back and forth, being reciprocated.
Yep. Big time. Good stuff. So, she says that you weaponize these things against them, right? And that's going to lead me to this other part that I want to discuss, right? One of the key tactics that women tend to do is weaponize silence, right? Hold on. What are you doing? I want the weaponized silence. I don't know what the hell you just showed me. Stop. I want, not yet. Go back to the thing, because I want to show you what's going to happen right after this. I don't want to forget. We're going to go to the one where she says conditional submission is a weapon. Right? Not yet. I want to read the weaponized silence, and then we're going to go to that video. Yeah, right? So if I tell you go somewhere else, remind me of that video. Okay? All right. Now, weaponized silence. So what's one of the things that the women will do? Don't read it yet.
Yes, sir.
You get the silent treatment in different manifestations and forms, right? They're big on it. Now, I do know some men who've done this, right? On purpose, not the pull away of the adjustment of what they need to survive. This is purposeful. And women do it for a reason. They try to cover it up and say it's because it is that and the other. Deep down, there's another reason for it. We're going to read it, the aspects of it and everything, right? They weaponize silence. Go ahead, come on.
Weaponized silence is a form of emotional abuse.
First and foremost, the silent treatment is a form of emotional abuse. They'll tell you, well, it's better when I don't speak to you, since I got to watch what I say so much. Rather than say, let me submit and change my frame so that I can submit to you as unto the Lord.
Yep.
It's easier for me to just not to talk to you so that I don't offend. And it's said with the intention of trying to shift the accountability to you.
Right.
I'm being a bitch because of the way you act. Right? It's a form of emotional abuse. Bitch is in the Bible. Not in those exact words, but right? It is a form of emotional abuse, right? First and foremost. And like I said, men do it. There's a small percentage. I've known some brothers who do it on purpose. Right, but it's largely a woman tactic, right? And the men know, and the women that are convicted by this, they know if they don't do it now, they've done it in their life, right? Nice. They've done it in their life. Go ahead, come on.
Weaponized silence is a form of emotional abuse.
Come on.
And manipulation.
Because they're trying to manipulate the feelings of the man.
Right.
But a man that's kind of fed up and really has found his frame, that thing, it won't elicit action in him. Let me not say it won't bother him. It won't elicit action in him, though. He'll just continue to make the adjustments that he needs to make to deal with the environment that he's in, right? Very resilient. They try to tell you that men are broken and this, that, and the other and stuff like that. No, we're not broken. What's broken is the way we're perceived, handled, dealt with, treated, loved, appreciated, all those different things, right? Go ahead, come on.
Weaponized silence is a form of emotional abuse and manipulation, where a person deliberately withholds communication to punish, control, or induce anxiety in another.
Come on.
It is a proactive, often long-lasting tactic used to avoid accountability and force the recipient to apologize or comply.
Right. So that's generally what its motive is, right? And notice the reason they say it's proactive is because it takes effort to stay in that mode. Right. You cannot tell me that the person that you live with and deal with day to day on all the matters that you guys can just live in each other's presence and not have dialogue, meaningful dialogue, right? Beyond like, oh, how's the tea? Oh, it's great. How was your day? Oh, it's good.
Right.
Right?
Right.
And it's a long-lasting tactic, and it's used for these two reasons: to avoid accountability, right? Rather than deal with the situation and what might have been discussed and what triggered it, and to try to force the recipient to apologize or comply. They're looking for you to come, right? It's kind of like when you were a kid, you got upset, so I'm not playing.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Good time.
And you're like, no, okay, don't, I'm sorry, let's play, right? That's what it is, right? Come on, key aspects.
Key aspects of weaponized silence. Purpose: to gain power, create fear of abandonment, or force compliance. Behaviors: ignoring questions, avoiding eye contact.
Ooh, that's the big one. Avoid the eye contact. They won't even like look at you, right? Go ahead, come on.
And leaving the room for extended periods, days or weeks.
Like, so they'll go and sleep in another room or something like that, whatever it might be. Go ahead, come on.
Distinction from healthy space.
Right, because there is a healthy space. You don't want to always be up the woman's skirt.
Right.
And a woman shouldn't always be up the man's behind either. You got stuff that you need to be doing, right? Go ahead, come on.
Healthy space is temporary, discussed in advance, and aims for resolution. Weaponized silence is punitive and designed to leave the other person feeling confused and guilty.
Right, go ahead, come on.
Consequences.
Hey, and I'm hipping you brothers to game if you got wives that treat you like this. Don't let it make you feel like crap, right? And I know it's easy to say. I think the more it happens to you, the more numb you become to it.
Yep.
And it doesn't have the same effect anymore because it's kind of status quo. So it becomes kind of the new normal. So you just kind of deal with it, right? Like you kind of get a scar or scab, bruise up, right? Callus, right? Gets calloused, right? But understand what's really behind it, right? Go ahead, come on.
Consequences. It erodes trust, creates deep feelings of insecurity, and is a form of emotional blackmail.
Come on.
How to respond. Identify it. Recognize the silence as a control tactic, not a genuine need for space. Set boundaries. State clearly that you are open to discussion when they are ready, but will not endure the cold shoulder. Disengage. If they continue to ignore you, focus on your own life and avoid chasing them for a response.
Big time, because when you start to chase, it basically
You feed it.
Right. It perpetuates what's happening. You feed it. Right. Go ahead. Come on.
Seek support. If this is a part of a pattern of abuse, consider reaching out to a therapist or counselor.
Well, so we deal with the scriptures, right? We're not saying go deal with a therapist or counselor. So this is a form of how they weaponize things, right? And that's one of the biggest things in their arsenal, right? Of how they'll act and stuff like that. We just dissected that and broke that down. It's terrible, right? That's not love. Right. That's not love. That's not somebody that wants to be in the right alignment with the Lord and move forward in the right direction and things like that. Rather than face the things that they need to face and address them, they rather deal with it by, right? Yeah. And this has degrees to it, right? It could be brutal, cold silence. It can be regulated and modulated, right? It can have the appearance of distance. But remember, unless it's like some agreed upon space, like, look, I don't want to talk about it right this second. Give me a few. Like a man be like, this is not really the time. If you want the best from me in this conversation, right. And the man dictate that, right? The man is the one that dictates that and allows it or not, right? That's the authority, right? Drop this. Now go to the video here. Come on, conditional submission, because this is what we ultimately wind up having, right? Nowadays. Go ahead.
A lot of wives practice what I call conditional submission. Conditional submission is so dangerous because it is witchcraft in disguise. They use submission as a tool to control their husband. Now, they will submit to the husband based on his behavior. So submission then becomes a reward system. So when the husband is behaving according to her desires, she will submit. But whenever she realizes that her husband is doing things that she does not like, she decides to take away the submission. This is witchcraft because that is a spirit of control. You want to control your husband's actions and how he behaves by using something that you are supposed to freely give unto him.
Submission is freely given, right? Give me that in 1 Peter where it says, even as Sarah. right? And then I want rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft.
The book of 1 Peter, chapter 3, and verse 6. Even as Sarah obeyed Abraham, calling him Lord, whose daughters ye are, as long as ye do well, and are not afraid with any amazement.
Right. Why? You're not afraid of the submission. You freely submit. You give it freely. This kind of ties into genuine desire.
Yeah.
And I think this is the issue, right? Like women want a husband and the ideal of a husband more than they want the actual guy that they usually wind up marrying, right? Generally, that's kind of the case.
Right.
Excuse me. And when the man that they marry doesn't fit in and check those boxes, instead of leaning on the Lord and what we read right here about the submission, you'll hear things like, well, you're no Abraham.
Dang.
Right? Sarah submitted. Right. That has been said. Well, you're no Abraham. So how am I going to submit? Right. Crazy. But when you read up in the beginning, it says, go to the verse 1.
Verse 1. Likewise, ye wives, be in subjection to your own husbands, that if any obey not the word.
Right. So meaning, even if they not moving like Abraham.
Right.
Go ahead. Come on.
Obey not the word. They also may without the word be won by the conversation of the wives.
Right. So it letting you know that it's not exclusive to something that he has to provide. You have to do it just by, you want it to be a wife, right? The other way it's said is I want a husband.
Right.
But what you're saying is you want it because to have a husband, you get the title of a wife. You want it to be a wife, but you don't want any of the things that comes with being a wife. Right. You wanted all the benefits of a marriage without actually playing the role of what a wife really is.
Right.
And this is why when we ask sisters, are you ready to submit? Yeah, I'm ready to submit. You have no freaking clue. Zero. You have no understanding on it. Get me about the rebellion as the sin of witchcraft. She says it's like witchcraft. Come on.
The book of 1 Samuel, chapter 15 and verse 23. For rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft.
Right. So it's letting you know that's a rebellious spirit. And what you think is you think you're rebelling against your husband, but you're really rebelling against the Most High.
Right.
Because this in 1 Corinthians 11 also says this is what you have in your power. You have power over your head.
Right.
You have power over your head to submit that head.
That's the power.
To your head, which is the husband.
Yeah.
That's the power that you have. Because you freely give it. Right? You want free will? You freely give it. And if you're not doing that, and that's the order of the way a marriage is set up, what do you think you're going to get out of it? Chaos. That's where the order dissolves. Was there more on that?
For rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft, and stubbornness is as iniquity and idolatry.
Right, and that stubbornness is the same thing as iniquity and idolatry. Now think about it. Why would he say it's as idolatry?
Because you're doing your own work.
God.
Your God is your husband.
Your feelings, your own thoughts.
It's idolatry because you want to do your thing. You want to do it your way and your thing, despite everything that we read in the scriptures and what it says. Right?
That goes back to the John 5 and 30.
Yeah, exactly. Right? Let's finish playing this. Come on.
Something that you are supposed to freely give unto him. When you choose to not be submissive as a wife to your husband, you are walking in rebellion. And rebellion is witchcraft, unfortunately. So a lot of women, they are manipulating their husbands through submission. And this is also abuse because you are messing up with his mental state. 1 minute you are nice, next minute you're not nice. Your submission is not consistent throughout the seasons. These type of women are very dangerous to a man. The woman knows as long as she keeps on using submission as a reward system, she can control the husband. And unfortunately, the husband is the head of the home, not the wife. So women who practice submission or who use submission as a reward system for men, these are women who are walking in rebellion, and rebellion is witchcraft.
Hey, D, you know what this made me think of? Two things. One, in Jude, where you read about some having men's personal admiration for advantage.
Yes.
And then also Samson, you had that Hamitic woman. Yes, Hamitic woman who used these particular tactics, manipulation, just to get what she wanted out of him for somebody else's advantage. But basically, in other words, all this manipulation used in negative connotation is chaos. It's just wickedness.
Yeah.
It's witchcraft.
Yep.
Idolatry. Iniquity. Evil.
All of it. All of it.
Hypocrite.
Let's get Proverbs 14:1. Proverbs 14:1. Let me get there with you. Go ahead.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 14 and verse 1. Every wise woman buildeth her house.
Come on.
But the foolish plucketh it down with her hands.
Right. So the woman is in control of the environment, but she's not the head of the house.
Right.
I think sometimes that gets twisted too, right? They think that because they're given the stewardship of the home, they think that they're the head of the home.
Right.
I like that.
And there's a big difference in that, right? You're given the stewardship of the home, but you're not the head of the home. The man is always the head of that home.
Right.
Always. So it says every wise woman buildeth her house. And it starts with the submission above all things. You can have everything else ordered in the house as far as physical, outward. Laundry, cooking, whatever other responsibilities might be there, right? That falls to the women to primarily handle. But it all flows from the top. It all flows from the head. So if the submission to the head is not there, forget it. I'm not even talking about the women that put the kids above the husband. Because you have that situation sometimes too.
Crazy word.
Right? And I can't honor this with my Lord and I can't honor that with my Lord because I got to do this for the kids. Totally out of order. Totally out of order. What scripture is that?
None.
They wouldn't accept that from the kids. Well, Mom, I didn't do my chores because I had to do homework.
Right.
They wouldn't. A lot of these women, they rather than go the route of submission, they gravitate towards the children to get the kind of attention, love, and authority that they're looking for. Right?
Crazy.
It's wild. It'd be wild. And then you got the real weird relationships where they're like overly attached to the sons sometimes. Right? Like kind of creepy. You see that with a lot of single moms. Oh, I love my baby boy and this and that, right? And it's like, meanwhile, the baby daddy nowhere in sight, right? And they say they hate that nooker, but they're just so wounded by that nooker.
Yep.
Right? That, bro, I'm telling you, a lot of those things still carry over into what we're doing. So the scripture teaches us, right, that a wise woman builds her house, right? This goes into the ordinary day-to-day, destroying the extraordinary life.
Right.
You tear down the potential of what you're really looking for with your husband and your spouse and the beauty of what a marriage can be because you crack and you crumble under the ordinary day-to-day, right? And I get it, man. Sometimes life, that disassociation, that disenchantment with the day-to-day, right? This is not our rest. So it manifests sometimes. And, you know, you're just kind of like, man, I'm tired of the everyday. I'm tired of the grind. I mean, I think we all kind of feel that from time to time, and we feel disconnected with the state of things. But this is why we have the community that we build with each other, right?
Yep.
That's the unity of brethren. That's the refreshing that we have with each other and how we move, right? Let me get, it looks like you got something, but hold on. Sirach 26. And let me see if I want to start at 26. Give me a second. Let me get there too. Sirach 26. I'm not going to 11 today, fam. I got so much more, but 10 is my cutoff.
Next week.
10 is my cutoff. Yeah. We you know what? Sometimes it's too much for people anyway. Like attention spans shift and this and that, right? So much here.
Especially 26.
26 is heavy, bro. I'm looking at it now.
Shoot.
Want to see how I want to connect the dots. You want to go through yours?
Yeah, I was going to give this precept to you because it precepts perfect with the Proverbs 14.
Go ahead, bring it up.
This is Sirach 3 and verse 9. It says, "For the blessing of the father establisheth the houses of children, but the curse of the mother rooteth out foundations."
Break it down.
So, can you read it again, Tobias?
The book of Sirach, chapter 3 and verse 9. For the blessing of the father establisheth the houses of children.
So notice how it mentions the father first, going back to that order that Deacon was talking about in 1 Corinthians 11. So the blessing of the father and how he establishes the houses of children is going to be nourished by the Lord. When you establish something, you cause to grow, you multiply, you're building a legacy. But watch what happens. Go ahead.
But the curse of the mother.
But that woman who does not understand her role and doesn't understand that she must control the environment in the home that the father leads, the man leads. Go ahead.
But the curse of the mother rooteth out foundation.
All that the father is establishing or has established, now the woman is plucking it down with her hands. She doesn't understand her role, and therefore now she's causing the environment to be poor, to be chaotic, and now the man is deteriorating, and that's going to cause the children to deteriorate. So now all the foundations in which the man has built is now being destroyed by that woman because she don't want to control she don't want to she doesn't understand her role to the fullest.
I like that. Read Proverbs 14:1 again, and then I'm going to start with Sirach 26 and 26, and we're going to jump around a little bit in 26, all right? Because I want to shift the emphasis of when we bring this out. Notice I haven't touched Proverbs 31 at all yet, right? And you would think that there's a lot of times I've thought of it, and I said, nope, because that's going to derail it, because sisters don't understand Proverbs 31. Right? Not until they understand the submission part, as unto the Lord. Remember, Ephesians 5:22, we're going to read it after Proverbs 14:1, right? Go ahead, come on.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 14 and verse 1. Every wise woman buildeth her house.
Right. They think buildeth the house is the ancillary things. You understand what ancillary is? Add-on, supplemental, right? Things that are on the side. They put the ancillary things as the major things, right? If all these basic things are required, what am I doing wrong? Damn. Whereas the weightier matters of it, right?
Yes.
Which begins and ends with the submission as unto the Lord is not present, right? Go ahead, read this from the top one more time.
Every wise woman buildeth her house, but the foolish plucketh it down with her hands.
Right. And how does she plucketh it down? I'm going to show you what the build is, and I'm going to show you what in the same way that I'm showing it to you. It's basically the opposite of what the build is. That's how you pluck it down. We've already showed some examples with the weaponized silence, with the lack of appreciation, with all the different things that we put forth there, right?
Right.
Let's read Sirach 26:26, then we'll read Ephesians 5:22 again.
The book of Sirach, chapter 26 and verse 26. A woman that honoreth her husband shall be judged wise of all.
Right. So this goes like the one, every wise woman buildeth her house. Right. So part of the building, right? Part of the building is what? You also honor your husband, right? Go ahead, come on.
But she that dishonoreth him in her pride.
Right, because that's really where it comes from. She's weak, because she don't have the strength to submit as unto the Lord. Go ahead, come on.
Shall be counted ungodly of all.
Meaning no matter what else that you do that you think is godly, you're going to be accounted ungodly, right? Now, Ephesians 5:22 before I jump around.
The book of Ephesians, chapter 5 and verse 22. Wives, submit yourselves unto your own husbands, as unto the Lord. For the husband is the head of the wife, even as Christ is the head of the church.
So now, when you read 1 Corinthians 11:3, it's not in isolation. First, when you read that whole those first half verses in that chapter, it explains itself. But he's saying the same thing again here in Ephesians that he said in 1 Corinthians 11. The first point is that he says, your submission is as unto the Lord. You cannot forget that part. I'm repeating that throughout the show because it's not just submission, it's submission as unto the Lord, right? Now 23, go ahead, come on.
Verse 23, for the husband is the head of the wife, even as Christ is the head of the church.
Right, so he's letting you know that should be freely given to him because I'm telling you what he represents. Because the husband is the head, even as Christ is the head of the church. Go ahead, come on.
Even as Christ is the head of the church, and he is the savior of the body.
The same way Christ is the savior of the body, the man is the savior of that body. Collectively, the men are going to be the saviors on Mount Zion, right? And in that household, he is the savior of that body. If there is no head, what do they say? You're directionless, right? There is no head, there's no direction in that home. And when you try to change the headship or make it a co-headship in that house, there's no salvation to be had.
Damn.
It's disordered. It's disrupted,
Confusion,
right?
yo.
Is that in that verse?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, let's jump back to Sirach 26, right?
The book of Sirach, chapter 26 and
Oh,
verse
25. Go ahead, come on.
25. A shameless woman shall be counted as a dog.
Uh-huh.
But she that is shamefaced will fear the Lord.
Now, keep reading.
A woman that honoreth her husband.
So fearing the Lord is that you honor your husband, which is submitting to him as unto the Lord. Go ahead, come on.
Shall be judged wise of all.
And a wise woman builds her house. Go ahead, come on.
But she that dishonoreth him in her pride shall be counted ungodly of all.
Right. Now, jump to verse 1.
Verse 1. Blessed is the man that hath a virtuous wife, for the number of his days shall be doubled.
Come on.
A virtuous woman rejoiceth her husband.
So a virtuous woman is a woman that builds and a woman that's wise of all. When it says that she rejoiceth her husband, let's look up the definition of rejoice, and then I'm going to show you what that's going into. That goes into the appreciation rather than the expectation, right? For what he provides and what he brings to the table, right? Do we tell Christ, what have you done for me lately for me to appreciate you?
No.
Or are we grateful for him being the savior of the body?
We're grateful.
And that he gives himself for it.
That's it.
You're just grateful for it,
Right.
regardless. There's no demands attached to that.
Nope.
So why is that so hard for women to understand when it comes to the husband?
Crazy.
Right? Come on, what is rejoicing her husband?
Rejoice. Feel or show great joy or delight.
Feel or show great joy or delight. Right? Look at some of the similitudes. Similar. Come on.
Happiness, pleasure, joy, gladness, delight, elation, cheer, jubilation, euphoria, delirium, ecstasy, rapture.
Wow. At rapture. Now, stop for a second. This can only be present if she can find it in her spirit and in her heart to genuinely, sincerely desire her husband. They come with all this, I don't love you the same, and this has changed, and that has changed. Don't put your emotional thing on me. I'm the same guy. I just grown in the spirit of Christ. And you did it. And you're still moving in the same way with old patterns of thinking and everything like that. And you've yet to submit and embrace the Lord. Right? And that's unwise. And that starts tearing down the house, right? Let's go back. Sirach 26:2. Come on.
The book of Sirach, chapter 26 and verse 2. A virtuous woman rejoiceth her husband, and he shall fulfill the years of his life in peace.
Come on.
A good wife is a good portion, which shall be given in the portion of them that fear the Lord.
Right. Whether it should be given to them in a portion that fear the Lord. Jump to verse 13, right? So this goes into the rejoicing. How do you build your house? Before I get into any of those things that deal with Proverbs 31 and all the others, well, I work and I do this and I provide and I wake the kids and I sew and I iron and I wash the clothes and I clean and the house smells good and I decorate and I do all this other stuff. We got to deal with the foundation first. All those other things, you don't build house, authority, and nation on those things. Because those things you don't even have if the headship's not right in the house. Right? Go ahead. Come on.
Verse 13. The grace of a wife delighteth her husband, and her discretion will fatten his bones.
Right. Her discretion will fatten his bones. The grace of a wife, though, delighteth her husband. The grace of a wife delighteth her husband. Come on.
A silent and loving woman is a gift of the Lord.
And what that mean? I know we joke about this sometimes. We're saying don't talk or whatever. I know that you can have a good relationship, have meaningful conversations with your wife if you have that type of vibe and stuff like that, right? But what it means is she knows when to speak, when not. She knows when there's grace, right? We're going to run it back to the chaste. This falls under the chaste conversation as well.
Seasoned with salt.
Right. Because when it comes from the proper place, you don't need cues.
Right.
You don't need to be taught and say it like this, sis. Or say that, or do this. Your body language does not need to be consciously adjusted. If you're in the right spirit, your body language says and does what it needs to. It conveys the proper message.
That's heavy.
Facts.
You ever heard that term? Who you are speaks so
Louder than,
so loudly I can't hear what you're saying.
Yep.
Damn.
The fact that you're thinking about presenting your countenance and your posture in a certain way shows, and you can apply that to really anything, not just this, by the way. if you have a disrespectful spirit in nature and you say, well, that's not my intent, that's what's in your heart.
Right.
Because it manifests itself in how you deal, right?
Exactly.
We talk about how we were talking about the respect for leadership and stuff and the standing up for senior men and all this other stuff and things like that. You shouldn't have to consciously think about that. When you feel that, it happens.
Right.
It comes up naturally. When you're dealing with somebody and you're speaking with somebody, you shouldn't have to tell somebody, bro, you're being disrespectful. It presents itself the right way.
Right.
The response is the right way. Likewise, that much more with the woman when you're dealing with this aspect of it, right? Go ahead, come on.
Verse 14, a silent and loving woman is a gift of the Lord, and there is nothing so much worth as a mind well instructed.
Right, why? Because then she doesn't have to go ahead and consciously do those things. It'll come naturally. I'm going to tell you something. A woman that genuinely loves her husband, that genuinely desires her husband, most of these things are not an issue. I'm not saying that there's not love and care in the relationship if these things aren't there. I think it's very difficult to be with somebody and build a life with them and not have love and care for the individual.
Right.
But it's very pronounced when it's natural. I think the best way you can see it in its most purest form is generally with children up to a certain age. Their exuberance and excitement for you is always present.
Natural.
Right. It's always on 10 and it's natural. Right. Almost regardless of what's going on. Right. Generally, children are quick to forgive. Like you could correct your children and up to a certain age, like I said. Once you start getting more into teens, they start getting all kind of They won't hold that grudge against you. Like you could correct you could correct your child, that's below a teenage year, and like 10 minutes later they'll be like
they back
with
That's
you.
a beautiful
right?
thing, man.
Cleaving, right?
That's a beautiful
but
thing.
you get grown and that kind of goes away, right? That's because they kids embrace the headship. They know that you're the authority figure as the parent. There's no questioning. There's never a thing that they try to be co-equal in it, right? And so in that innocence of simplicity of a child, now there are some damn demon kids that do try to challenge it at a young age, right? But generally speaking, kids embody that and represent that purely. Damn. So if a woman or a wife is ever confused on what sincere desire is, it doesn't necessarily, obviously, there's a physicality to it, right? And the attraction piece when you're dealing with husband and wife.
Right.
It's not like that with children. But they desire their parents' attention and affection, right?
Yeah.
Like constantly. They feel most at peace and most at comfort when the parents around.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily up there behind when the parents around. If it has to be thought of, if it has to be done with intention rather than come naturally, you're never going to be able to keep up with it. You're just checking boxes. And I think there's one where there's a video where it mentions it. I can't remember which one right now. But let's keep going, and then we'll see if we go back to some videos because it's almost 10, so I'm going to be moving to end it soon. Go ahead, come on.
Verse 15, a shamefaced and faithful woman is a double grace.
Come on, why? Because you have a silent and loving one that honors her husband, and then on top of that, she's shamefaced and faithful. Go ahead, come on.
And her continent mind cannot be valued.
So a continent mind, let's look up continent. Let's look up continent, the definition of continent. Come on. Man, it's not just the music, man. Everything. The whole culture that came behind the music. The whole the feminist movement is one of the biggest drivers of it. Because even a sister that says she don't subscribe to the feminist movement, she subscribes to the feminist movement.
By default, yeah.
By default.
Yeah.
Because that's the conditions that she grew up in.
Right.
We're starting to change that mold now with a lot of our children. But only if you're present in the children's lives. Because, I'm hearing reports. I hear it all the time. There's the kids get to a certain age as a teenager and they're saying, I'm done. I don't want to do this.
Right.
And by and large, usually that's kids that have been given too much liberty.
Yep.
Right? Where you let them have too many worldly friends. You let them have too many social interactions that deal with the world and not the community that's here. And then you're not present enough in their lives day to day. I'm not saying you got to, and it really don't even take that much. It's in the moments, right? Like when you read in Deuteronomy where it says when you bide away and when you sit us down and when you do all those things. If you can be present in those moments with them, that goes such a long way.
Yep.
And a lot of times we're not. A lot of times we have that ostrich effect is heavy.
Yeah, it is.
With us. And then let alone if there's not a man in the picture. So no wonder these kids are Going 14, 15, 16 years old, and they're saying, I don't want to do this no more.
Yeah.
They're saying, oh, I knew that this wasn't. I just had a case recently.
Yeah.
Where a kid said, oh, I knew from 14 I didn't want to do this no more. I just played along until I left to college. Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. Continent. No, not able to control.
That's crazy. That's number 2.
Right.
There's another one, though, too. I think Webster's probably better.
Let me see the Webster one.
It's a heavy word.
Yeah. Let's see Webster. Yeah, the music be crazy, man. You right. Today music be crazy. Continent Webster. No, not the continents. Exercising continents. Let's put that. That's probably the one. Yeah. Let's see what continent says.
The bottom one.
Self-restraint. Let's put self-restraint. All right. Click on self-restraint. It says self-restraint. That's going to be the better definition, right? There we go. Beautiful. Right? So go back one so they could see it. So they don't think that we're just saying that it's self-restraint. All right. Highlight 2. We just read the scripture again.
The book of Sirach, chapter 26 and verse 15. A shamefaced and faithful woman is a double grace, and her continent mind cannot be valued.
So we're dealing with the mind, right? So it says her continent mind cannot be valued. What does that sound like? A virtuous woman
is
her price is far above rubies, right? It's priceless.
Valued.
So where does virtuosity stem from?
The mind, your thought process.
See, I think the confusion, and what resides in the mind?
The spirit and the soul.
The soul.
Yeah.
So the confusion is they'll read Proverbs 31, and it says a virtuous woman is far above rubies.
Right.
It says some heavy things, and then it jumps into a lot of list of activities that deal with the environment. And women think if they do those things, they're far above rubies, or they have the continent mind.
Right.
And it's not. It's this stuff that we're dealing with in Sirach 26.
This is the schoolmaster.
Right. This is it.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of that stems from that.
Mm-hmm.
When you have this foundation, because what we're dealing with is as unto the Lord. Right. So what's the continent mind? Goes into continents. You can put it up on the screen. Go ahead. Come on. And it says self-restraint. Okay. I just want to say that. Don't read it. It says self-restraint. I haven't seen it up on the screen yet, so I know there's a delay. So it says self-restraint. I just want them to see when we click on self-restraint that we're not making it up. That the definition, because the way it's worded properly is when we click on this. Now click on this. Right? Click on this. Now you read it. Come on.
Self-restraint. Restraint exercised over one's own impulses, emotions, or desires.
And that's the challenge for these sisters. They're an emotional ball of all types of unstable things in their spirit.
Right.
And the only way that they'll have the continent mind is by acknowledging and submitting to that headship that's there from the husband. That's what's always going to bring you back. That's what's always going to check you. Where's the one in Judith that I'll do?
14.
Yeah. Wow. You said that. You said that kind of emphatically, Cram. He said that one like he loved that.
Cram. We got verse 9. 12.
12 and 14. Sorry.
I thought it was 16, huh?
I thought it was 16.
12 and 14.
But go ahead. Is that it?
The book of Judith. Yep. Chapter 12 and verse 14. Then said Judith unto him, who am I now that I should gainsay my Lord? Surely whatsoever pleaseth him, I will do speedily, and it shall be my joy unto the day of my death.
Ooh, man, this is the continent mind. This is the read that one more time again.
Then said Judith unto him.
No, say the whole verse and everything again.
The book of Judith, chapter 12 and verse 14.
Say it one more time in case people forget at home where to find this. Come on.
The book of Judith, chapter 12 and verse 14.
Okay, now come on.
Then said Judith unto him, who am I now? Who am I now that I should gainsay my Lord?
You know what that is acknowledgement of? Who am I now that I should gainsay my Lord? What is that acknowledgement of?
Order.
Submission.
Submission. That's
I know that he is my head.
Mm-hmm.
And I will not gainsay him. Can we look up gainsay? I gotta get granular. Gotta get granular. Look up gainsay. Right?
Contradict or oppose.
Contradict or oppose. Contradict or oppose.
Woman after thine own
That's some
mind.
good stuff right there, boy.
Right. Come on. Read.
Surely whatsoever pleaseth him, I will do speedily, and it shall be my joy unto the day of my
Notice,
death.
do you notice the theme with the Lord? We're not just supposed to do his commandments. We're supposed to do them with joyfulness and gladness of heart. If you're ever confused about what it is to submit to the Lord, right? It says, be in submission to him as unto the Lord. We as Israel, which is the wife symbolically, spiritually represents the Israelites in the marriage.
Yep.
We are to not only submit to God, but we are supposed to do it with joyfulness and gladness in our heart. Likewise, now you see in Judith the parallel, and she understood this. There's a continent mind.
Right.
This is a continent mind, right? Read this again. Come on.
Then said Judith unto him, Who am I now that I should gainsay my Lord?
Who am I? I'm not the head. I know where my place is. Go ahead. Come on.
Surely whatsoever pleaseth him, I will do speedily, and it shall be my joy unto the day of my death.
Not only am I going to do it because he's my head and I know my position, she says, I am going to do it joyfully until I drop dead. Not in a season, not have an up season and a down season.
Right.
Not when he didn't piss me off. Not when he left his drawers on the floor. Not when he left doo-doo stains in the toilet.
Yep.
Come on.
There's no qualifiers for it. It is what it is. Go ahead. Come on.
You want verse 15? That was it.
That was it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, right. So I'll do it joyfully until the day of my death. Now, let's go back. Sirach 26. And now read from 14. Read from 13 again. And then I'll stop at 16.
The book of Sirach, chapter 26 and verse 13.
Come on.
The grace of a wife delighteth her husband, and her discretion will fatten his bones.
Come on.
A silent and loving woman is a gift of the Lord, and there is nothing so much worth as a mind well instructed.
Read.
A shamefaced and faithful woman is a double grace, and her continent mind cannot be valued.
So what is continent again? Go back to that definition and put it up on the screen. I don't want to get that lost. They need to understand the continent mind, right? Can you just hit back? Okay. The continent is self-restraint. Just stay there. Self-restraint. Go ahead. Come on. Click it. Read it.
Self-restraint. Restraint exercised over one's own impulses, emotions, or desires.
Right. Meaning you're in alignment with God. You're in alignment with your head. Right? Come on. Read back in the scriptures.
Verse 15, a shamefaced and faithful woman is a double grace, and her continent mind cannot be valued.
Read.
As the sun, when it ariseth in the high heaven, so is the beauty of a good wife and the ordering of her house.
All those things have to be there. That's the first part of ordering your house. Not all the other additional stuff that we read in Proverbs 31. This is what matters above all else. Above all else. All right. Keep reading.
Verse 17, as the clear light is upon the holy candlestick, so is the beauty of the face in ripe age.
Why? Because now when she don't look pretty no more, right? Because what do they say? Men age gracefully, women just age. You ever heard that term?
Yeah.
Men age gracefully, women just age, right? And I know, black don't crack. I don't know. Some of these sisters be looking
Cracked.
Damn, you terrible. I wasn't going to say that. You made me say it, right? But there's an appreciation that goes beyond skin deep. Right. At that point, when the woman has all these other things, right? That's when you ever heard the worldly term of in sickness and in health till death do us part.
Yep.
You know how somebody really can bear that and burden that, right? When all this other stuff is where it needs to be, right? Then it says, so is the beauty of the face in the ripe age, right? When all this other stuff is met,
right?
There's just such a genuine appreciation because you acknowledge what this person, how they moved with you and what they gave to you, right? Go ahead, come on.
As the golden pillars are upon the sockets of silver, so are the fair feet with a constant heart.
Right, and that kind of reminds me of the Chaste when we read in Proverbs 25 about the apples of gold and frames of silver, right?
Yeah.
So it says, as the golden pillars are upon the sockets of silver, go ahead, come on, so are
the fair feet with a constant heart.
So are the fair feet with a constant heart. That's constant is that continent, right? And the fair feet, why? Because the feet are always moving. Remember when the scripture says, keep thy foot when thou goest in the house of the Lord, right?
Yep.
It's symbolic of that authority and that submission that you have when you go into dealing with that headship, right? That's why now, jump to verse 26 again.
Verse 26, a woman that honoreth her husband shall be judged wise of all.
And we just saw all those steps on what it means and where submission begins, right? And really ultimately where it ends, because everything else is just dressings on it. Go ahead, come on.
But she that dishonoreth him in her pride shall be counted ungodly of all.
Shall be counted ungodly of all. Now, let me see where I want to go. Hold on. I think I'm done with this part. Now let's go back to 1 Peter 3, because now the Chaste conversation is going to take on, or it should. That's my hope. A whole nother thing. Hold on. My thing is pulling on my ear here. Took one off because it was bothering me. 1 Peter 3 and 1.
The book of 1 Peter, chapter 3 and verse 1. Likewise, ye wives, be in subjection to your own husbands. That.
Okay, so stop for a second. Here's another part that I got to layer more texture into this, right? It says likewise.
Right.
Letting you know what? Even though that's the beginning of chapter 3, he said something before that.
In chapter 2.
In chapter 2 that correlates with this.
Yep. That's right.
See, a lot of times we go over that, right? He said likewise.
Yeah. Right.
And it was just treated as just filler.
Right. Then it's capitalized too if you look at it.
Start at 25 to keep it concise.
Verse 25. For ye were as sheep going astray, but are now ye returned unto the shepherd and bishop of your souls.
He's talking about Christ and our great example.
Right.
The shepherd and bishop of our souls goes into what he says in Ephesians 5:23, right? Read that again in case people forgot, and then come right back here and read 2 Peter 2 and 25 as we go into the likewise in chapter 3. Go ahead, come on.
The book of Ephesians, chapter 5, verse 23. For the husband is the head of the wife, even as Christ is the head of the church. And he is the savior of the body.
It's very similar now, 2 Peter.
1 Peter chapter 2 and verse 25.
That's what I mean, chapter 2. Go ahead, come on.
For ye were as sheep going astray, but are now returned unto the shepherd and bishop of your soul.
Your husband is the shepherd and bishop of your soul, sisters. He is the shepherd and bishop of your soul. So then he says, don't read the chapter and verse, because then you're going to mess it up. He says, start from 25 and just keep reading.
For ye were as sheep going astray, but are now returned unto the shepherd and bishop of your soul.
Come on.
Likewise,
because of that correlation, which is the same as Ephesians 5:22-23, which is what we just read in 1 Peter 2 and 25. Likewise, as Christ is the shepherd and bishop of your souls, and you once went astray, now you have a hedge and direction with a husband, because women want the hedge, but they don't want everything that comes within the hedge. Go ahead, come on.
Ye wives, be in subjection to your own husband.
The same way that we acknowledge that Christ is the shepherd and bishop of your souls, that's the authority and headship that your husband has over you as the wife. Go ahead, come on.
That, if any obey not the word.
So let's say you got a man and he's carnal, he's a man, and he's moving in a certain way. How do you deal with that? Come on.
They also may without the word be won by the conversation of the wives.
Right. By the conversation of the wives. This is the influence. This is the strength that you have, that you can move things the way you want by your conversation. Go ahead, come on.
While they behold your chaste conversation, coupled with fear.
Let me get my chaste definition chain that I said that we went over last week. And I don't remember what I wrote where I said I wanted to go, so you got to guide me there, right? So I said I wanted chaste. Which number? Was it 4? All right, can you not believe and look for it from what I wrote? All right. Okay. 4, let's deal with 4. Go ahead.
Number 4, free from obscenity, decent.
Right. Now, where did I say to go after that? You can't find it? Remember, I put it little by little, right? No, you're messing me up, bro. Now I got to go look for it. Why would you guess and not look for it and at least call it out to me so that I could? Ay, Dios, I hate when it refreshes. I was right there where I wanted to be, and then the chat refreshed. Now you're messing up my flow, man. Jesus. Now I got to go look for it. You freaking guy. He even asked me, you want everything but the Chaste definition, right? I said 4 through 6, not 3 and 4. Don't guess. Look for it when I tell you that. I'm giving you time. Jeez. Go back to the Chaste definition. We're going to read definitions 4 through 6.
Number 4, free from obscenity, decent. Number 5, undefiled or stainless.
This is chaste. Go ahead. Come on.
Number 6, pure in style, not excessively ornamented, simple.
So when the advice is given to do all these pretty words and things like that, that's not chaste conversation.
Because it's not pure in style.
It's not pure in style. It's not coming from a succeed. That's excessively ornamented. Keep it simple and direct.
Right.
Men deal with direct, not beat around the bush. You could keep it straightforward and it'll sound so pleasant to us, right? Especially if it's in the right spirit, right? And then I want its synonyms, right? So go to synonyms. Chaste. Okay, good. Now we moving. Let's read some of these.
Chaste.
Don't do celibate, McNollums. Subdued.
Unblemished.
Unblemished.
Virginal.
Virginal. That sounds so virginal.
Born again.
Your speech needs to be virginal. Needs to be subdued and unblemished, right? Look at some of the weak. Now let's look at some of the weaker ones, right? Clean, and then what does it say?
Continent.
Come on, what else?
Control.
Come on.
Decent.
Oh, look at that. And look, go jump to immaculate.
Immaculate.
Wow. Innocent.
Innocent.
Right? Modest.
Modest.
Moral. Proper.
Restrained.
Look, quiet.
Refined.
Simple. Right? Simple. Where else did I said, then I want obscenity because it's an antonym. Scroll down. Right? I think obscenity is the antonym. It's not a direct antonym. It's all right. So then I said, go to obscenity, right? And we want to look at definition number 3 and read that.
Number 3, an obscene word or expression, especially when used as an invective.
Right. Why am I going to obscenity? Because it's meaning not obscene, right? Chaste conversation is not obscene. It says especially when used as an invective. What is an invective? Look up invective. There we go. Okay, come on.
Vehement or violent denunciation, censure or reproach.
Right. Now look at those 2 synonyms. It says what?
Scorn, contumely.
Now click on contumely. Right. Well, sometimes to really get it, you got to follow the trail. Right. So what does it say about contumely? Right. It means insulting contempt. Look at the synonyms for contumely. Right. This is the opposite of chaste conversation. Come on.
Abuse.
Come on.
Arrogance, contempt, disdain, humiliation, insolence, insult, remark, reproach, rudeness, scorn.
Rudeness and scorn. Rudeness and scorn. Now, let's go back to the scriptures. Read 1 Peter 3 and 2 now, right? I feel like I got to beat it over the head sometimes so they can understand what chaste is, right? It's not just pleasant words. It's the intent. It's the continency behind it as well. Go ahead. Come on.
The book of 1 Peter chapter 3 and verse 2. While they behold your chaste conversation coupled with fear.
Right. Why? Coupled with fear because they're not afraid of you.
Right.
Right?
Right.
They have the fear of the Lord and they're going to apply the scriptures to their role.
Right.
Not because you said anything or anything like that. They're just going to realize that you're moving in the right spirit.
And like you said, with the intent, that goes into the manipulation with even being quiet. You think being quiet is being chaste, and that's not necessarily the
right.
case.
But here's the other part of this. It's not just the husband. Like a lot of times we point to the husband coupled with fear because it says he'll behold it. What it's saying is that the woman has that fear of the Lord in her heart. Right? That fear of the Lord in her heart. So she's not going to let herself do all the other things that we said, the obscenity and everything else. Jump to verse. Oh, keep reading. 4. We'll jump to 4.
Verse 4.
Actually, you might as well just read 3 because it goes with the definitions. My bad. Go ahead. Come on.
Verse 3. Whose adorning, let it not be that outward adorning of plaiting the hair.
Right. So this is where I tell you when the advice is given, use this pleasant word, use this, use that.
Right. That's the outward.
It's literally telling you that's not the type of speech that we're looking for.
Right.
It says whose adorning of the chaste conversation. Go ahead, come on. Let it not
be that outward adorning of plaiting the hair and of the wearing of gold or of putting on of apparel.
Don't try to pretty up the negative-ish you're about to say.
Right.
It should come from a sincere place, which is why verse 4 says,
but let it be the hidden man of the heart.
Let it be after Christ. Remember how we opened it up in the beginning, how the Holy Spirit brings it, he puts it in you, he directs it,
right.
he comes in the volume of the book, it's written of him. Let Christ speak.
In that which is not corruptible, even the ornament of a meek and quiet spirit.
That's the ornament that you need to have, is the meek and quiet spirit. Go ahead, come on.
Which is in the sight of God of great price.
Sirach 26 and 26. She who honor her husband will be judged wise of all, right? Keep reading.
For after this manner.
For after this very manner, starting from chapter 2, verse 25, up until everything that we've read right now. Go ahead, come on.
In the old time.
In the old time.
The holy women also.
All the foremothers. Come on.
Who trusted in God.
They trusted in God without any fear or amazement. Go ahead, come on.
Adorned themselves.
They adorned themselves in what? In this type of mentality, the continent mind, the submissive mind to submit to their husbands as unto the Lord. Go ahead, come on.
Being in subjection unto their own husbands.
As unto the Lord. Don't forget that part. He's not saying that now because where did he already say that?
Ephesians.
That's
Nope. He said it in
Verse one.
Peter's. He said it in verse 25 of chapter 2.
Oh, yeah.
Remember, that's the likewise.
Okay, right.
He doesn't say as unto the Lord here because he already said it when he explained it with the likewise in chapter 2, verse 25. For ye were sheep going astray, but now returned unto the shepherd and bishop of your souls. So likewise, ye wives, be in subjection to your own husbands. Gotcha. As unto the shepherd and bishop of your souls. So he says it in 25. He says it in 1, and now he's saying it again in 5. Go ahead, read 5 again.
For after this manner, in the old time, the holy women also, who trusted in God, adorned themselves, being in subjection unto their own husbands.
Come on.
Even as Sarah obeyed Abraham, calling him Lord, whose daughters ye are, as long as ye do well, and are not afraid with any amazement.
Coupled with fear, but what he's saying, not afraid with any amazement, at you being in submission the way you need to be according to this, right? So I pray y'all got some understanding. I'm going to stop there. I got more. There's more clips. So IT, we're going to still run back some of these clips, all right? I might post more. I still got others that I didn't get to tonight. Laws will life last unless something crazy happened in the earth because, you know, it's been wild like that. I'm going to continue on with these themes, okay? And I'm building a catalog of things that I'm going to continue to talk on when we get to that segment that we're going to start building out. I don't know, maybe sometime in March we'll be able to have the first episode out of the marriage hour, I'm thinking, right? That might be a reasonable timeline. Depends. You guys are moving pretty brisk.
March is looking good.
We'll see. Maybe like the end of March, right? We'll say end of March.
End of March.
Yeah. Well, you know, Passover's coming up as well.
Right. But that's mid-April.
Oh, that's April. That's right. I'm thinking March for some reason.
Talking about. Yep. All right. A, support the Booster Club family. You see this type of stuff that needs to be brought out. I always refer to Romans 10, 14, 15, right? How they gonna know? How they gonna hear? Right? Read that again as we do this for the Booster Club. I feel it goes so appropriate with we're talking about supporting the Booster Club.
The book of Romans, chapter 10 and verse 14. How then shall they call on him in whom they have not believed?
Right. How then can they call on the Lord and Christ of the Bible on whom they've not believed? Go ahead. Come on.
And how shall they believe in him of whom they have not heard?
Come on.
And how shall they hear without a preacher?
Come on.
And how shall they preach except they be sent?
So how can they preach except they be sent? That's why we have this purpose of the Booster Club, right? Go ahead. Keep reading.
As it is written, how beautiful are the feet of them that preach the gospel of peace and bring glad tidings of good things.
Right. We have to bring that to the diaspora. So support that Booster Club. You can text to give. You can hit that QR code. Any amount helps and makes a difference. All right. Any amount helps and makes a difference. What else we got?
And make sure you guys follow us on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. We got all those social media platforms. And you know, we do these promotional videos when we go out to countries, right? Whenever we go out to Africa, South America, Central America. And that's for y'all to see what we do with the Booster Club money. But as well as these social media platforms, and why it's important that you follow these pages is so that we can reach the masses. Because as we go out to these different countries, it's the people that we're affecting. It's the wives and the husbands that we're fixing with the Spirit of the Lord, with the scriptures. And this is why the reach is so important. All right. So make sure y'all share this. Make sure y'all tell your friends, tell your family members. Make sure if you're not subscribed to our YouTube, TikTok, or Instagram, or any of these platforms, make sure you do so. We want to make sure this word goes out wide and far. And we know in these last days, social media is primal. You know what I'm saying? It's prime. So make sure you guys follow us, keep following us. And like Deacon Yashua just said, stay tuned. Lord's willing, pray for us. We got a new segment coming out. It's going to be great. It's going to be excellent. A new look. It's going to be beautiful. Yeah. It's gonna be to edification. It's gonna be what y'all need. All right, I'm gonna stop talking. Back to you, Deke.
Just remind me next week. I want to run back Sirach 26:26 to open the show, because there's a point I want to make about ungodly of all that I think would be good as kind of a recap before I go into the next portion of what we're going over for next week. All right, so remind me to go over that.
26:26.
Yep. All right. So you already spoke about the socials. All right. I think that's where we at. I think we're, look, someone said be good, nice to be able to call in and ask questions about proving and stuff like that.
We got that.
I think so. Here's the thing. Specifically for that segment, we're gonna put out information. It won't be a live segment. I don't even think there's a slot that we could probably do it, because we're so full on all the live slots. So it'll be a pre-recorded segment that we're doing. We're gonna have it. It's going to be facilitated where maybe through Instagram or whatever it is, you'll be able to send in questions.
There you go.
And then we might even be able to address them on part of it. Like, that's how I'm kind of looking at it. So it might not be live call-ins, but outside of the own material that I'll have for the show, we will certainly be looking to y'all for any type of questions you might want to see. Right. And maybe it'll get spotlighted and addressed in the marriage hour.
Right. You could have that as a segment. For example, you go over your topic, and then maybe the last 15 minutes, all right, we got some questions, blah, blah, blah.
Whatever it is. Or maybe that would expire the topic. You know, your question might inspire the topic. So, yeah. All right, y'all. Y'all stay in the spirit. Y'all be safe. We got new moon.
On the way next week.
So we got Sabbath, then we got new moon Tuesday night. And Lord's Will Live Last, we will be on Wednesday night in our normal slot, okay? And we'll continue on with this topic. Y'all stay in the spirit and stay safe out there, all right? Shalom. Most High Christ bless.
Most High Christ bless.
This for the Southern Kingdom, Kwam Yasharallah. Hey, one nation, one nation. This for the Northern Kingdom, Viva la Raza. We one nation, one nation. This for the Southern Kingdom, Kwam Yasharallah. Hey, one nation, one nation. This for the Northern Kingdom, Viva la Raza. We one nation, one nation. It wouldn't be Israel without Mexicans. Black love, brown pride, cause we next to kin. We ain't gotta tell Esau to let's be friends, cause we above all nations and we better than them. We the salt of the earth, ayy, ayy. And we been king since birth, ayy, ayy. We put the kingdom first, ayy, ayy. And they gon' get this work, ayy, ayy. We was chosen, not cause we the most of the people. Few in numbers, but we over the people. We gods of this earth, we ain't supposed to be equal. Stop playing, you emotional people. The good gotta triumph over the evil. So my foot's on the throat of the eagle. Their tongues will confess that we the people. Cause my nation ain't never been fees.